Snapshot.
It was a wildly disappointing weekend for the Mariners, who were swept by the Rays to wrap up their homestand. They have an off day today before opening up a series against the Yankees in the Bronx starting tomorrow. Rookie running back Terrion Arnold has missed a couple days of practice, but the good news for Mike Macdonald is that it's from an injury that certainly doesn't seem serious. Macdonald called it lower body soreness issues.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Bump, a question I have asked myself 10 million times over the course of the last 120 games. What's wrong with the Mariners? You've got 40-something games left to play, basically 6 weeks left of the season. You are a season-high 7 games under 500. You're still back in the division. Now, the Astros tried to help you out yesterday by losing to the Padres. Basically, everyone in the American League lost. Well, not everyone, but the Red Sox lost. The Yankees lost. The ones that matter for you, the Rangers and Astros, both lost as well. So I guess that's the only good news to come from this, is you didn't add to that deficit. But the Mariners are bad. The Mariners are not good right now. And I think what's baffling to me, Bump, is they have the talent to be so much better. I am not. The one thing I will push back on, and that I'll disagree with, is the idea that, oh, this team was always bad. You guys are just dumb. No. This is a good roster. It's an objectively good roster. So what the hell is wrong with this team? What the hell is wrong with this team?
Dang.
What's wrong?
Happy Monday. What's wrong with this team? They don't score runs. 4 runs in 4 games. You give up 11. I thought I was dreaming when I saw Victor Robles on the mound. I thought that wasn't a real thing.
That was real.
Yeah, you're still out of town.
I'm like, hold on. Is this an exhibition? Like, what's going on here? No, it's they can't. They rely on the home run. They're not hitting enough bombs. They're not good with runners in scoring position. And when their starters do give them a good outing, they don't back them up. It's just nothing's clicking right now. You pointed it out before we started the show. You were talking to Curtis about, look, Cal's not healthy. Maybe Josh isn't healthy. We're still waiting on that Julio run that we see in August. It's August. We're 10 days in, Julio. Let's get going. There's just a lot going on with this team, and it's unfortunate because now I'm literally looking at the farm system saying, okay, some 21-year-old, come save this team.
Right.
Which isn't fair.
If Kate Anderson could just come up here and look amazing.
It just isn't fair. So, no, they're not performing. And on paper, all year, everyone's been saying that this is a World Series type of team. And you can look at the back of the baseball card and say they should be, but they're just not performing like it.
Why? 866-979-3776. Why? No, this is, to me, look, it's not a fun conversation, but it is the most fascinating thing. I genuinely am flummoxed. I'm aghast by how bad the offense has been. I am appalled. And I think what's so fascinating to me, Bump, is that there are multiple answers and that there is a clear problem. I do not think the answer is they were always clearly very bad and this is just what it is. And frankly, if you listening thought that was the case, you wouldn't be mad right now. You wouldn't be texting in to fire Dan. You wouldn't be texting in saying cut Cal. You wouldn't be angry at all. You wouldn't be surprised at all.
No.
But you are angry.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually believe that. Because you don't actually believe this was a bad team. Instead, you believe that this is a team that was a good roster that's playing horribly, and you're angry about it, as am I. So what's going on? Now, I'll go over a couple theories I have while you guys are texting in. 866-979-3776. I don't think Cal's healthy. Curtis has hypothesized, I wouldn't be shocked if, we just hear in the offseason, oh, he's totally fine. He did just have core surgery.
he might be back in time for the start of spring training.
We'll see. No, I agree with you. I don't think Cal's healthy, and I think that Cal's oblique affected the mechanics and the swing, and then he got into his head because he's feeling a ton of pressure, and there's no one to take that pressure off because I don't know. I have thoughts that I can't articulate. And now he's kind of just ruined his season. It's a lost season. I think he can still be a leader. He can still be good defensively. He can still contribute, but you're going to need way more from other guys because he's lost. So you need Julio. You need, I don't know, Naylor to turn it on. Like it's just going to have to be someone else. Sorry, that's not making an excuse. It's just looking at someone going, yeah, I think that one's just not going to work for this season. So what else do you got here? So that's one problem. Julio isn't second half Julio. I think the vibes are kind of weird for sure. But like, I don't know, man, be a manager. Fix that. Like there's a certain point where Bump, I know as a former player, you're big on like, look, there's an accountability here and an execution thing. And like you as players who are getting paid millions of dollars have to do your job. But for me, when I see a team this talented that are all underperforming, it's hard not to look big picture and go, well, who around them isn't doing their job? Who's not getting to them as a manager? Who's not figuring out the right approach as a hitting staff?
I think when a team struggles, you have to look at the leadership and say, okay, what aren't you doing? Because as a manager, it's your job to try to bring out the best in your players, right? It's you're a motivator. You are a guy or a person who holds them accountable. And when you have a team that is clearly talented, that isn't performing at a high level, I think it's natural that you look at the manager, you look at Dan. But I also think that you look at the players and say, look, man, low and outside, don't swing at it.
No,
high,
totally.
high and out the zone, don't swing at it. So it's a combination. Like everyone's hands are dirty in this thing.
Yeah.
It's from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Absolutely agree.
And it feels like it's not going to get better. That's the worst part because you're looking at this lineup, and I look at Julio, I look at Josh and Cal and Dom and everyone else, and I say to myself, this team is capable of winning some ball games. But the best thing I saw this weekend was Dan get fired up. I literally stood up. I'm like, finally.
Do something.
Like, come on, man. Like, impose your will. Do something to get these guys going. That's something that we saw with Service a lot. Service wasn't he wasn't scared to come out the dugout and make his presence
wanted to
be
see
felt.
Yeah, I agree.
And hold guys accountable.
You want to see emotion.
Yeah, maybe he rubbed some people the wrong way.
He did.
But I think that as a leader, you have to rub people the wrong way to hold them accountable.
Someone said that Jerry fooled you into thinking this is a good roster. I disagree. Now, I have my own critiques of Mariners decision makers. I think that I think Rob Refsnyder was obviously cooked and you should have moved on. Just like I feel like Colton Wong was obviously cooked and you should have moved on. I think that they can be stubborn with free agent signings. I think that they have missed on 1 million free agent signings and overpaid those signings and not have it worked out. I think that they have moved on too quickly from signings that they should have hung on to, like Teoscar. There are 1 million things that I have critiqued. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you. Before 2025, in 2024, Cal had a 4.6 WAR season. Cal's career WAR is already higher than Dan Wilson's career WAR. Julio is phenomenal. Like these are, you aren't dealing with like Julio's not Jordan, like he's not like an AL MVP right now, but he's been playing some decent ball. And more importantly, like these are players that are good with a track record of being good. I just fundamentally disagree with you if you think that this roster that was rolled out is like a bad roster. I think the answer is so much weirder and almost worse than that. I think it's, in my opinion, I couldn't agree with more of what Salk said this morning. They're kind of in between, where they're like building a roster and then like maybe applying too much of a blanket approach with a hitting philosophy that doesn't work for all of them. They're trying to de-incentivize strikeouts, but then not like correcting them so guys aren't getting runs either and they're striking out. It's just awful. Like there's a lot of misdirection at the helm with this organization. And I think in general, I want a more aggressive desire to win, but I don't think it was a bad roster. I don't think it is a bad roster. I think that's wrong.
No, I don't think it's a bad roster either. I think they're just not playing good ball. I also think that we talk about philosophy a lot, right? We're trying to figure out. I don't think we don't really know what their philosophy is, right? A couple of years ago, it was okay. Just put the ball in play. Then it became a home run hitting team. They kind of like morphed into that. And right now, I think everyone is searching at this point. Everyone in this lineup, it feels like when I watch them play and I feel them, it's like everyone's stressed out. Everyone's pressing. Everyone's trying to do a bit more than they should. And as an athlete, my coach tells us all the time, like, you don't have to do anything extraordinary. Just do the ordinary. Do the ordinary, and you will be absolutely fine. And it feels like everyone's pressing right now because they feel that pressure. They know that they should win this division. They should get into the playoffs. And I think it starts with Dan. It starts with up top, and it's everyone's in this thing together, man. It's a stressful watch right now, watching these guys, and it's unfortunate because there is enough talent on this team to where they should be a playoff team.
I think it's multifactorial. Cool word, says the 425, but collectively equals bad energy and mental funk this team can't seem to overcome. Yes, this team was struggling to start the season. I think kind of spooked themselves and were like, whoa, what's going on here? I thought that this would be way easier. We were mostly the same team that went to the ALCS Game 7. What's going on? And it's like, well, you got to the Game 7 in part because Cal gave you 60 home runs. You got where you were because of Cal last year, and now you're kind of where you are because of Cal this year. Such is baseball. But, like, what other pieces can you have turn on around him? This team is always – Jerry's teams have always been ones that have struggled offensively. Like last year, you were 29th in doubles, and part of that is a very real park factor. But I don't know, man. I think there needs to be some direction here, and I don't know in what direction that needs to steer. I don't know what needs to happen. But if you give too much power to players that then get in their own heads and get in these cycles, they can't get themselves out.
Give too much power? Let's explain that. Too much power. How do you think the players have too much power?
I think that I don't think that there's tough leadership.
Okay.
I think that Dan and I don't know who else within this organization give players a lot of power, which in theory, when like last year and it's working, fine. But when guys are really struggling, I think that in almost every scenario, you need someone to take the reins. Like look at Seattle. Look at the Seahawks, excuse me. Mike McDonald has a leadership council where very clearly he wants his players, his leaders to feel empowered. And he wants there to be accountability and for them to feel like they can speak freely and that they can encourage other guys and they can lead by example. But ultimately, he's the one in charge. And what that saves guys from is lots of finger pointing and getting too much in their own heads and feeling an intense amount of pressure.
Okay. I also think, man, baseball is just so weird to me. It's weird to me because of the lack of influence that a manager has on the gameplay. Like, right, you set your lineup. Obviously, you make decisions with the bullpen. But I think Dan's really influence comes like before and after the game. I think during the game he has some influence. Obviously, he's a leader out there, right? You're going to follow his lead. But it's what's happening behind closed doors that I question because it doesn't seem like there's been a spark with this team, right? And it's in baseball, such a skilled sport, right? A pitch can look good for 0.3 seconds and it can dive to the right, to the left of you, and you make a bad swing decision, and it is what it is. But I wonder how much influence Dan has on his team. Like, is he really pulling guys to the side and having these conversations? But if he is having these conversations as a coach, you got to find a way to switch it up sometimes, right? I coach, obviously, at a lower level, right? But there are some players that I know that I can get at them and go hard on them and really chew them out, and they're going to respond. There are some players where I have to be a bit softer with them just because according to their personality. And when you're not getting the results out of your players that you know you should be getting, as a coach, I start thinking, okay, what are the conversations that he's having with these guys? Like, what are those conversations like? And I'm with you. I think you are more on the side of, you got to be stern and tough on these guys and try to pull something out of them. And I just don't know if Dan has that in him, and
well, then that's a problem.
And sometimes that style works for a certain team. With this team, I don't know what works. Whatever's been going on clearly isn't working. Something has changed drastically. But what are you going to do at this point of the season?
Well, you have to win, and that sounds really stupid, but you have 6 weeks left to play. You are 4 games back in the AL West, and you are in a very fortunate position to be in the AL West because you have the same record as the Toronto Blue Jays, which are almost certainly not going to make the postseason because they are in last place in an American League East that not only has the Yankees, who are going to eventually get healthier even though their offense is bad, that not only has the team with the best record, but also has the hottest team in baseball right now. Good luck. right now you've got two teams ahead of you. One were sellers at the deadline, and the other team, you were dominating earlier this year at your worst. The Mariners have at no point this year been like a really good team, and they still swept in a 4-game series the Astros. Now, that's not the same Astros team. This Astros team is healthier. They have, in all likelihood, the American League MVP. But, like, they aren't the Astros team of years past. You are so fortunate to be in this division. So I can't, in good faith, be like, yeah, season's done. Nothing matters. You have to win. You have to win. You have to find a way. And you need to start getting hot immediately. Let's go to cut 5. This was Jeff Passan last week with Brock and Salk.
You know, there's no way to predict when a team is going to start playing the way that we believe that the Mariners can. We've seen it in fits and starts this year. It just hasn't been consistent at all. And they need to go on a heater here. I don't know if it's the first week of August. I don't know if it's the middle of August. I don't know if it's the end or in September. But there need to be signs of life to validate all of the things that we have thought and now, perhaps to a lesser extent, still think about this team.
Wow. So you need to get hot immediately. In fact, they need to – I think that like 85, 86, 87 – I don't think you need to get to 90. They will not, but I don't think you need to get to 90 to win the West. But you do need to, with where you are, go on like a 625. You need to win over 600 rest of the season at the very least to get to where you need to be. It's possible. You need to start now.
Let's get going. Start. They play tomorrow?
They play tomorrow against the Yankees.
Let's start tomorrow.
The Yankees offense is also abysmal, and we'll kind of get into that later today and tomorrow. But let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, rewrite!
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Headline number 1, Jadarian Price was not suited up for the Seahawks Fan Fest scrimmage on Saturday for what's being called lower body soreness. What's the real headline?
Jadarian and the Mariners not producing runs right now.
No. Fan Fest was kind of fun, though. I was there. I was there in the booth watching it all go down. And, I was disappointed not to see Jadarian out there, but obviously you got to take care of your first-round draft pick. Saw a couple interceptions. The offense going up against a good defense. I think Rodney Thomas had the interception as well. No, it was a good show. It was fun to see as close to real football as we're going to get until Saturday. But I really hope Jadarian plays in that first game against the Cowboys. I hope they don't sit him out like the Cardinals did Love, which was the greatest preseason game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God!
But yeah, man, it was a good showing. I liked what I saw at Fan Fest.
How would you balance it if you were Mike McDonald? You know that you don't have a ton of depth in that running back room. You know that you're dealing with a rookie that you want to get some time, but you really can't afford injuries. How much time would you actually give him?
Like first preseason game, I'd 3 to 5 carries and then sit him down.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so
you're one series.
Yeah, he's going to be your guy. We assume that he's probably going to be the number one. I think George Halani looked good this weekend as well. But no, I'd give him 3 to 5 carries, have him sit down, and let some of the other guys get some run.
Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Seahawks brought in former Lions corner Terrion Arnold despite his recent arrest on felony kidnapping and robbery charges stemming from a February 2026 incident. What's the real headline?
Let's hope the Seahawks are better than Terrion at identifying the right guy for them.
Hey.
Look, I think obviously the young man is talented, and if he does not have to sit down, is what we call it, go into a cell and sit down, teams are going to be after him. I think this is what the Seahawks do. They're going to make sure that, look, every stone doesn't go unturned. And looking at the depth of this DB situation, with Julian Neal being banged up, you still got Dansby out there. You have some bodies, but if you have an opportunity to get more talent, you go ahead and do that. So this is just in case things work out for this young man. Maybe we bring him in, and if he doesn't have to sit down, why not look at him?
I mean, it's really because he's a first-round pick for the Lions, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's always really interesting to me because it's like you moved on from your first-round pick, a huge investment because you just wanted no business there. And conversely, I can see the intrigue of looking at a first-round pick who signs a veteran minimum free agent deal with you. and being like, oh man, like this isn't just replacing with whoever. This is replacing with someone who's really talented.
Yeah.
I both ways, I can absolutely see both the willingness of the Lions to very much move on and the intrigue of Seattle to wonder if at the right price this could be a fit for them. Like thinking that your culture's strong enough and it's like, well, we'll just move on from him. If he's a problem, we'll move on.
Right.
But it's intriguing. We'll see what ends up happening there. Arnold reportedly visiting the Saints today. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Kyle Shanahan announced he plans on coaching the 49ers during their preseason opener. What's the real headline?
Is he the healthiest 49er right now?
Probably 20 guys
so.
Banged up at practice for the 49ers. Did you read the report on his accident? He said that his Tesla was on autopilot.
This is why
Blame the technology.
No, but this is why I don't trust the self-driving thing. Like, I'm sorry. It's a no for me, dog.
You know what I do trust? I do trust the, not the complete self-driving, but there's a feature to where, it keeps your car in lanes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You have a newer car. You probably have that.
It's the lane departure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust that.
Yeah.
Just keep me in the lane. When it comes to stopping and going and all that stuff, leave that to me. I prefer to be in control of that situation.
Can't let the clankers start taking over all of our jobs and all of our tasks. Can't let them start driving.
My grandma doesn't go to self-checkout because she thinks that it's taking jobs away from people.
It probably is.
So she always goes to the, where there's a human there.
Okay,
I respect that.
And I respect that, but I would also like to say something. If you have a cart full of things, unless there are no grocery people working in the aisle, you shouldn't be in self-checkout. Not Grandma Love. Grandma Love can do whatever she wants. But, like, when you go to self-checkout and there's someone there where it's like, are you just afraid of face-to-face contact? Like, you need to be in the regular line over there. Self-checkout is like, I got a basket.
Yeah.
You have a full cart.
Less than 10 items.
I think around there you can go a little bit over or whatever. But, like, there are times when I'm like, I think you might just be afraid of contact with people. And you're doing self-checkout and I don't understand.
What if someone has
anxiety?
Here. They don't like dealing with people.
You can literally look at your phone the entire time someone's still like that grocery store clerk doesn't want to talk to you either. You're fine. Someone said lane assist.
Yeah, lane assist.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I like it.
Exactly. How about a parallel parking feature? I'd be too scared. I don't know. It feels like it's going to mess that up. Someone please clown bump for every stone
doesn't go. Ain't that how you say it?
Every stone doesn't go unturned.
You make sure every stone doesn't go unturned.
Yeah,
that's
what's
the saying,
wrong with
right?
That?
I'm clowning you, 206.
You turn every stone.
Every stone doesn't go unturned.
Leave no stone unturned.
Well, and this is what I'll say. Bump has had so many more egregious mix-ups that's like nothing. That's nothing to me. That doesn't move the needle. Bump saying he can smell water in the blood like a shark.
Smell water in blood.
That's a needle mover. That's a bumpism. All right. John Boyle going to join us at 11, taking a look at where Seahawks are right now in training camp. Getting back to the Mariners at 10:45, and coming up next, focusing a little more on what Terrion Arnold's visit tells us about the Seahawks secondary.
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Fall Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 29th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Up to 200 collector, vintage, and classic vehicles, many going to the highest lucky bidder with absolutely no reserve. Get lucky, get local, and get in line. Visit luckyoldcar.com for a list and pictures of auction vehicles. Or call 206-467-6531 for bidding and consignment details.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Earn money while you listen, earn money while you drive, earn money while you sleep. Dave Wyman here, and I know we're all looking for ways to add extra income without adding extra hours to our workday. How about joining a credit union where your money earns money? That's Harborstone Credit Union, founded in 1955 for local, hard-working people. They have a money market special offering strong returns for your hard-earned money. All it takes is a couple clicks of the mouse at harborstone.com/money market to open one. As soon as it's opened, you start earning 3.75 annual percentage yield. The best part, you retain full access to your money the entire time. Harborstone Credit Union is the hard-working credit union built for people like you and me. Get the most out of your money with Harborstone Credit Union. Open a money market account online at harborstone.com/money market. That's harborstone.com/money market. Insured by NCUA.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The Seahawks, very interesting. I almost said addition, not an addition. Reported visit the other day. Terrion Arnold, former Lions first-round pick, who was cut by the team. We'll go into that story in a second. Visited with the Seattle Seahawks, reportedly. I'm going to start with this. What is a visit by a corner, whether it's Terrion, whether it's someone else? Tell us about the Seahawks secondary and the health of that room.
Well, we know Julian Neal's banged up. A.J. Finley, a safety, is banged up as well. Nick Imawari, we know, has been walking around in a boot. Maybe he's out the boot. I don't know yet. It means that there are some health concerns there. I don't think they look at that room and say it's not talented, but I think that they're looking at depth. If you don't have bodies out there, it's going to be hard to run your scheme. And why not take a look at one of the better corners in the league? I know that the Lions released him. Obviously, that they don't want to deal with all the drama that he has going on. But if he doesn't get in trouble and he's good to play some football, I think Mike McDonald's looking at ways that he can use him. So, yeah, he's just due diligence. That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about some of that off-the-field drama. The Lions released him back in June because of 8 felony charges connected to kidnapping and robbery. This was from something that happened in February. He was released, but it sounds like this case is ongoing. So even if you were to sign someone, maybe he's still suspended. I don't really know what ends up happening there. But basically what happened, the kind of probably butchered version, the retelling of it, is that he had some things stolen, allegedly, and then allegedly kind of orchestrated a plan in which 2 people he knew
he sent his goons to go get his stuff back,
and they may have kidnapped the wrong people. I fear was not actually, police determined, was not the people that took things from him. Yeah. So you really want to make sure that the targets of your crime are the right ones. It's kind of the number one rule.
Just call the
police.
Don't
commit crime. Call the police. But also, if you are to commit crime, I'm just saying, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. But if you were to commit crime, you just really want to have a good accuracy rate there. You know what I mean?
Make sure you're getting the right person.
You got to make sure you're getting the right. If you're going to kidnap, make sure it's the right person. I've always said that. It's just kind of one of my rules. But yeah, so look, the intrigue here, Bump, is that he is a very good player. He's a former first-round pick. And this isn't just bringing in, some guy off the street who you've never heard of before. I remember him getting drafted.
Yeah, no, he's a good ball player, man. And I think, obviously, he's visiting the Saints today. I think multiple teams will reach out and really check in on Arnold and see, what his health is like and if he's capable. We know that he's capable. It's just all the legal stuff he has to get through. But no, I think that you're supposed to do this until something is official, until a judge has said you are guilty of this, that, and the third. You're supposed to take a look at one of the better corners in the game. And like you said, I think it's also responsible for the Lions to say, we don't want to touch that. We'll let you go start fresh somewhere else. But no, he's a good ball player. And I think if you have an opportunity to add him to your roster, then you should, if pending all the legal stuff going on.
I think it's very telling that the Lions were willing to move on from a first-round pick, especially for a defense that's been banged up when they could use the help. That hurts them on the field to move on, but they decided that it was right, which to me is really telling. Does it surprise you? Because, here's the thing. Pete Carroll was always big on, second chances and third chances for guys. If Pete Carroll was still here, it would not have shocked me in the least that he did that. I was a little surprised with Mike McDonald, who seems very... what's the word? Strict, maybe? Very kind of business and, no BS and a willingness, him and John, to move on from guys who didn't even have character issues, but who just weren't a fit for the program. I was a little surprised.
So what does that tell you? Maybe he feels as if things could be okay with Arnold, right? And that's part of the process, too. You bring him in and you ask him the questions, right? What were you doing? What's going on? What has your lawyer told you? It's more inquiring. You're just trying to figure out exactly what the deal is, because that's how good of a ball player he is. But I do believe in second chances. I think that People make mistakes all the time, and this is a big mistake.
I mean, kidnapping.
It's a big mistake. It's a big one.
Who among us hasn't?
Who hasn't kidnapped someone?
God.
No, but you're supposed to do this, and the Saints won't be the last team to bring Arnold in.
They will not. Let's go to cut 6. Lions DC Kelvin Shepard explains very much why other teams are going to continue to look.
Listen, I'm not going to say it was a setback, so to say, because to me, honestly, that's disrespectful to the guys that's still in this locker room. What I'll say is Terrion Arnold had #1 cornerback potential, but it was still untapped. You know what I mean? And I'll kind of leave that at that.
#1 cornerback potential, still untapped.
If he were to come here, he wouldn't have to be the #1 cornerback. We got some guys untapped, so that means that there's potential, right? It's a process. It's rare that guys just enter the league and they are ready to go Pro Bowl, All Pro. It happens, but majority of the time there's some development that needs to happen. And I'm sure Mike McDonald looked at the film and said, all right, this is a guy that I could help develop, that I can see fitting into our defense. And, and who knows? He probably won't even be here. You know what I mean? You're just doing what you're supposed to do.
It's kind of what I'm wondering, too. The way I'm looking at it right now is that they seriously entertained it.
Yeah.
And that they're, like, having a visit, but that they probably won't.
Yeah.
That's what my gut tells me right now, but we'll see. Curious what you guys, 866-979-3776. Text in whether or not you would sign him. Yes or no? Just would you sign him? This is a very obvious character. This isn't like, oh, he might be like a bad locker room guy. This is like you were charged with felonies.
I think the majority of the text lines are going to say no. Just going off of the vibe I have from our listeners, I think majority of people are going to say don't bring him in.
What would you?
Would I? Mm-hmm. If the legal stuff falls through, yeah, bring him in. I mean, if he's not guilty, he's not guilty.
I know, but is there? Well, he might be guilty, but who am I to? I'm no judge. But here's my question. Getting to a Super Bowl is one of the hardest things you can do. Getting back to one is even more so. I think that it was clear that what worked for this team was was really good chemistry, was a belief in themselves, was just really good attitudes, like having the right people here. People here who were the right guys for this team and who wanted to be here. Do you risk rocking the boat by bringing in someone that clearly has some behavioral questions?
Well, if you bring him in, if the Hawks were to bring him in, that means that they like his personality along with his ability to play. So if Mike McDonald and John Schneider feel comfortable bringing him in, I'm with it. I'm fine. I don't think they're going to bring in someone who is going to rock the boat and mess up the culture that they have built here. So, and Mike and John, we trust.
Someone said yes. Remember that insider trading linebacker we got? He was really good.
Michael Kendricks?
Michael Kendricks. And he kept having his suspension postponed or his hearing postponed, and it got postponed like 5 million times. Bump, would you be surprised if I told you that like 90% of responses say yes?
I would be surprised.
Well,
yeah.
90% of responses say yes.
Okay.
I've got maybe two people saying no.
That goes against what I think of our listeners. Our listeners are pretty strict when it comes to behavioral stuff.
Someone said, I'm with you, Bump. If he's found innocent and can vibe with the coaching and team, hell yeah, you do it. He's a beast on the field. Why wouldn't you at that point? Pete in Bellingham, if he makes his living kidnapping passes, why not? 425, yes, if we can afford him. 253 says, I wouldn't touch him until he's completely exonerated. 360, all caps, yes. 253, yes, wait and see if he's worth a second chance. I mean, people are pretty, I've got one person that says all caps, no. But, I mean, most people are also saying, like, look, I trust in John Schneider. I think, you know what I think it is that he just hasn't been here. So people are like, well, I want to be better and I want this defense to be great. And if you get to add for the cheap a first-round corner, I get the intrigue. You got to be careful with team chemistry. Yeah. Really careful with team chemistry.
Yeah, but one guy's not going to throw it off that way.
You would think. I don't know. I don't think that this guy would throw it off this way, but I think one guy can definitely throw off team chemistry.
A little bit. I think that they've built something so strong over here That the Seahawks now, you know how we always talk about, or we used to talk about, the Patriot way. Mm-hmm. You just go there, you fall in line, you do what you're supposed to do. I think what Mike has built here, they are trending in that direction, that you just show up. I won't say the players' names, but I was talking to someone, and there was a new guy here, and he was having a conversation. A veteran was having a conversation with a new guy, and he simply said, "We don't do that here." You know what I mean? Like, just, we don't do that. When you come here, these are the expectations. So I think that because the culture is so strong, that a guy like Arnold would come here, and if he were to ruffle any feathers, the leaders would jump on that so quick, because they have a formula that's proven to work here.
Part of what we were wondering as part of this conversation is the health of that cornerback group. We'll check in with that with Seahawks.com's John Boyle coming up in about 20 minutes. Before we get to that, we're getting back to a question we are asking ourselves a lot in 2024. That's next.
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Inflation's up, insurance rates are up, so here's my question for you. Why are so many people still paying more than they have to?
Exactly. I took the First Mark Challenge, and it saved me thousands. Brock did it too.
Sure did. They compared my insurance with dozens of top-rated companies, found me better coverage, and I saved thousands. And the best part? It didn't cost me a penny.
That's what I love. First Mark works for you, not just one insurance company. They shop the big carriers to see if they can find you a better value.
And if they can, great. If they can't, you're out exactly nothing. No cost, no obligation. So honestly, why wouldn't you find out?
Plus, First Mark has world-class customer service. When you need help, you pick up the phone, you're talking to local, real people who actually know you, know your policy, not an 800 number halfway across the country.
More than 11,000 clients have already taken the First Mark Challenge.
You could be the next.
Before you renew, let First Mark review.
Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Take the First Mark Challenge today. You could be saving money with better coverage starting tomorrow.
Firstmarkinsurance.com.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The way you met, the moment you knew, the future you're dreaming about together. At Klein Jewelers, we believe your engagement ring should be just as unique as the journey that brought you here. That's why we specialize in custom designed engagement rings, crafted to reflect your style, your story, and the life you're building together. Our experienced team will guide you every step of the way, because when you're creating a symbol of forever, every detail matters. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Your jeweler for life.
the home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store in Marysville. We are back and open here Tuesday through Saturdays. If you're looking for doors, you need to come and see us. We have an incredible selection of doors to choose from, and currently you can take advantage of our quick turnaround time for pre-hungs and matchups. Please visit us here in Marysville at 1046 Cedar Avenue or Monday through Friday in Shoreline on 15th Avenue Northeast. And as always, don't forget to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Dave Wyman joined by another Swedish CyberKnife patient to offer a glowing endorsement of their prostate cancer treatment. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish CyberKnife treatment for prostate cancer. How did you hear about Swedish CyberKnife?
Well, it was this familiar sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish CyberKnife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it and I just went, that's it.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Cascade Machinery and Electric is a multi-generational family-owned and operated industrial equipment expert. They're hiring field service technicians now. They offer competitive pay, great benefits, and a career with a company that values hard work and loyalty. Come join the team known for showing up, working hard, and delivering results for over 100 years. Visit cascade-machinery.com/careers. Again, that's cascade-machinery.com/careers. Don't wait. Apply today.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
So I know that you guys always make fun of me for my food takes, and I need to throw someone else under the bus here because I will not be suffering in silence as allegedly the only person on this show with bad takes. I was pouring myself, if you're watching on the stream, we're live at Virginia Mason Athletic Center, but I filled a coffee cup, a paper coffee cup with a bunch of goldfish. Someone left a big goldfish container. I just love goldfish. Like, the saltier and cheesier, the better. So, like, the goldfish where they're, like, extreme, like, the even better. Goldfish flavors. I'll try any new flavor. It's how I feel about Oreo. Any new flavor of Oreo, I'll just buy it. And I feel that way about goldfish. Anyways, so I was pouring some for myself, and I just turned to the room, and Bump's obviously in here with me, but Lefko, who produces Wyman and Bob, is sitting out at the table. He's peeking in right now. I'm calling you out right now. And I said, if you guys could just eat, what snack food do you feel like you could eat forever? Matt, what do you think Lefko said?
Oh, something annoying.
Yeah.
If I know Lefko, it was something annoying. It'll make me roll my eyes.
Yes.
Celery sticks.
Oh, that's close. He said pretzels, and I said, oh, you mean like dots, like honey mustard? And he said, no, like these. And he pulls out a bag he has of pretzels.
Like
and then
roll
he goes,
gold?
Roll gold. And then he goes, or string cheese.
Wow.
And I said, those are horrible choices. And then he said, do blueberries count? And I'm like, these are too healthy. They're too, I want packaged, like, Lefko's listening to make sure that you guys weren't talking trash. Just go eat your pretzels. Go sit down and eat your pretzels. Shut the door.
Are you worried
Thank
about kidney stones eating that much string cheese?
Oh, I should have asked him. Lefko, remind me to ask if you have kidney stones. Okay, we'll get back to what we're talking about here, but I thought that was awful, and I think that you guys make fun of me a lot. Bump had a great answer. Bump, you said
Cheez-Its.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Normal answer. That's the answer of a confident person who knows snacks. Matt, what would be your answer?
Tim's sea salt and vinegar potato chips.
Also a great answer. Curtis.
Yeah, I would go with like Doritos or something like that.
An amazing answer where you're like, just a snack food I could eat forever. Cheez-Its would have been my number 2, but I love cheesy, salty.
Yeah.
String cheese?
String cheese?
String cheese is diabolical.
Let him live.
It's
Let him
not
live his
even
life.
the best cheese you could have. I'm not going to let him live. I'm not going to let him live this down. We're getting back to a question we were asking ourselves a lot in 2024. I think that, so we're talking Mariners here for just a little bit. Tell me if I'm wrong with this one. Tell me if I'm way off base. I've just been thinking about this team a lot for obvious reasons over the weekend, and I've kind of given up on thinking Cal's going to fix himself. I don't think he's done as a player. He's 29 years old, and I don't think you have this drop off in slugging from 28 to 29 without injury or mental stuff or something else going on. Like, I don't think that you can look at it. And he has other stuff that's still there, like bat speed for the most part, the barrel percentage when it is there. Like, there's still signs that, like, he is still a very strong player, and there's something else wrong here. But he's messed up for this year. I've given up hope that it's going to fix itself. And I think that overshadows a lot else that's wrong with this team. Much like a great Cal last year covered up some of what was wrong with this team. And if you kind of remove the Cal of it all, which is the most important piece, so hard to do, you see a lot of other issues offensively too. And I reminded myself in 2024 when we spent a good chunk of the year going, if one person is struggling, that person has a problem. When everyone is struggling, or almost everyone is struggling, is the problem bigger? It's the exact same thing I'm asking myself now.
Is the problem bigger? I think that this team is clearly underperforming, right? We know we have a track record of Josh being better, of Cal being better. Julio's actually not playing that bad the past, week or two. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. But collectively, we have a track record of this team playing better. So when you're not able, or when the talent isn't performing at a high level, what you have to do is, one, you look at the talent and say, okay, what aren't you doing? Mm-hmm. And then you look at the leadership and you say, what aren't you doing? How can you find a way to tap into something with these guys and get them to play at a high level? Yep. That is your job. You are managing. Your job is to manage the talent and make sure that they're in a good place and they go out there and perform. Sometimes you just don't have it. I was talking to this random dude at my favorite spot, Moonshine Barbecue, the other day. And I was like, he's like, he's just talking baseball. I go, what do you think? What do you think is wrong with this team? And maybe 4 out of 5 people I talk to, the first thing they're going to say is Dan. Like, they're gonna point at Dan. And then, just devil's advocate, I push back a little bit. I go, all right, well, if it's Dan, what about the players? Aren't they the ones in the batter's box on the diamond doing all that stuff? Fair. And he said, yeah, they're the guys who have to go out there and do it. But he said Dan is responsible for creating an environment that allows them to play free and go out there. My thing is, you're 100+ games in. The pressure is on. These guys feel it. They know they should probably win this division. They know they should be in the playoffs. You're riding the coattail of what happened last year, and maybe that's the thing too. Is that here, we're at Virginia Mason Athletic Center. When we talk to these players about last year, they glow about it, they talk about it, but they also talk about hitting that reset button and saying that doesn't matter anymore. That's where I start to question: is did this team mentally, did they think they were just going to be able to show up?
Great question.
And ride the coattail from last year, where you have to be able to hit that reset button, and it seems like they haven't done it.
1,000%. I think that's a phenomenal point. I'll add on one tiny thing, a separate point, because I think that that's a big part of it, which is if you're looking at just where they've been statistically for like basic stats, like average, last year is not only an outlier for Cal, but kind of an outlier for this team. They were 29th in average in 2024. Mm-hmm. They were 22nd in average in 2023. And we're talking about when we go back to 2023, certainly the first half of, 2024, certainly the first half, or when we go back to 2023, or if we look at them being 28th in average in 2022, we're talking about different coaching staffs too. Mm-hmm. So this isn't a Scott Service thing. It's not necessarily, I think that there are things that were Service things and there are things that are Wilson things that need to be corrected. But I think that this is a team, and this is a different hitting staff too. That's important. Kevin Seitzer came here in 25. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at 24 pre-Kevin Seitzer. I'm not saying that no one's a problem this year, but pre-Kevin Seitzer, they were 29th in average too. It's roster construction. It's your park. But I also wonder, like, how are you applying your offensive philosophy? Curtis, you pointed this out earlier. It's to control the zone. They're certainly not. So, like, what what is it? A blanket approach that's wrong? Is it not tailoring your roster to your philosophy? Like, something isn't clicking here. And you always have to account for park factors always being an impact. Always. Like, I don't think they'll ever be top 5 in doubles. But outside of park factors, what isn't clicking for the offense that's lasted through multiple managers, through multiple hitting coaches, and through multiple players? That's what I'm curious about. And I don't know the answer to that, but I found myself thinking about it a lot. That and the fact that Lefko's favorite snack is string cheese. That's crazy. Don't you think? It's kind of sad.
I love Lev. He's good.
No.
Don't say that about Lefko.
Don't say that about Lefko. Back to the Seahawks with John Boyle next.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Putting in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Fast Home Services is a 5-tool player, one call for it all. Water heaters, plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical. Dave Wyman here, and the same Seattle company that's handled your hot water since 1986 is now handling everything that keeps the house running. One number, one team. Home field advantage for your home. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST to book your free in-home estimate or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds for water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
Experience the thrill of the Kitsap Fair and Stampede, August 26th through the 30th. Celebrate local agricultural heritage and get up close with the community's agricultural roots through 4-H and FFA livestock exhibits, still life displays, and educational showcases that highlight the rich farming history of the Kitsap Peninsula. Kitsap Fair and Stampede runs August 26th through the 30th. Don't miss it. Get your tickets and info at kitsapfair.org. That's kitsapfair.org.
No matter the time of year, working out at home is the best. Brock Hewart here, and allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. And everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stuff. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have flooring and weights that go right in your home gym. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood, in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank, member FDIC.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ way.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Bucky's Complete Auto Care is here to help. Right now, you'll save $50 on any AC service. Whether it's a weekend getaway or the daily commute, you deserve a cool, comfortable ride. For over 50 years, local drivers have trusted Buc-ee's for honest pricing, expert repairs, and guaranteed work, earning them the Carfax Preferred status. 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing. For $50 off your cooling system service, visit Buc-ee's.com.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It was a wildly disappointing weekend for the Mariners, who were swept by the Rays to wrap up their homestand. They have an off day today before opening up a series against the Yankees in the Bronx starting tomorrow. Rookie running back Jadarian Price has missed a couple days of practice, but the good news for Mike McDonald is that it's from an injury that certainly doesn't seem serious. McDonald called it lower body soreness issues.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Joined now by Seahawks.com's John Boyle. And Boyle, a great camp so far. Maybe not the absolute best day for the offense, though.
Yeah.
Best over the weekend. Tell us what happened.
I mean, they're, turned it over a couple times.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that's pretty good defense they're going against in practice.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's been, I think overall, I've seen a lot of progress from the offense relative to where it was to start camp last year. Like last year, everything's new. The quarterback, the scheme, some of the receivers. So it's like, I think there's a pretty big gap between the offense and defense in camp last year. It's feels a lot more even to me. But yeah, some turnovers that we saw on Saturday, a couple of interceptions, but nothing that worries me too much, especially when you, again, take into account the quality of the defense they're facing.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of the QB2 battle, Drew Lock and Milroe?
I mean, look, I think it's fair to say Drew Lock is still pretty far ahead in that, and that's nothing against Milroe. Drew Lock's a darn good quarterback. I mean, this is a guy that has started a lot of games. He's got just a ton of arm talent. I will say, though, with Milroe, I feel like we've seen kind of a leap in his play as a passer. We heard from Brian Fleury of, they got to focus on the quarterback things, not the gadget stuff he can do. The athleticism is obviously off the charts. But I feel like from, maybe the first 5-6 practices to now, I wouldn't say he's turned a corner because we haven't seen enough out of him yet, but I just feel like he's getting the ball out faster. He's been more accurate. He looks a lot better, at least to my eye, than what we saw to start camp.
One of the single biggest questions entering camp was always going to be, what does Jadarian Price look like? Now, right now, he's dealing with some lower body soreness. Mike McDonald didn't sound too concerned about it.
No.
But how's he looked to you, Jadarian?
I mean, he's looked really good. I think anybody who saw the clip on Hard Knocks, the guy has got a lot of talent. He can make guys miss. He looks like a pretty special player.
He doesn't miss a day in the weight room.
No, he does not. I mean, he looks the part for sure. He moves really well. Really good feet. Just looks like a really dynamic, big play threat. Yeah, he is. He's missed a couple practices. McDonald says I think the phrase was it's a minor issue. He'll be back in a matter of days. So nothing seemingly to worry about. But yeah, I've been really impressed with what we've seen so far.
Ty Okada, it seems like he's holding down that safety spot. Bud Clark has been getting some reps.
A little, but yeah.
What do you see in that battle going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ty Okada rightly came into camp as kind of the incumbent, the favorite there, and he's played really well. He's done nothing to really give up that spot. It's just, how much can Bud push him? Obviously, you don't draft a guy in the second round unless you think he's really talented, and they do think that about Bud Clark. I think there's a path for both of them to play, whether that's, playing more multiple safety things. We've seen them with other positions, cornerback last year, where they're willing to rotate starters. That might be a little tricky at safety, where there's a lot, coverage-wise they're asked to do. But yeah, I mean, Ty Okada's done nothing to say he shouldn't still be the guy, but, Bud Clark's going to make his case too, and we've seen him get more reps with the ones for sure.
Speaking of the DBs, the Seahawks reportedly brought in a veteran corner on a visit, and it's always for a reason, right? Anytime there's a name, a big name or not, you always kind of wonder, like, well, what does this tell me about how the team sees that room? Maybe there's not enough competition, which I don't think is the case here, or maybe there's some health concerns. So I wanted to check in with you and just say, is the DB room as a whole, and maybe we can zero in on the corners, what's the health of that room looking like?
Yeah, I mean, the only guy really banged up that we've seen has been Julian Neal, their rookie, the third-round pick, and it's unfortunate for him. I mean, coming into camp, you thought he maybe had a chance to push for that third corner role. It's, tough to do that for a rookie if you're missing a good chunk of camp. So we haven't heard an update lately when he's back, all that. I believe is it a hamstring, some sort of leg injury. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I mean, overall, they like the competition there. I think Nehemiah Pritchett's really kind of emerged as the leader in that race right now to be the third guy after Jobe and Witherspoon. I will say with like bringing guys in, this team, John Schneider takes pride in doing his due diligence. Mm-hmm. He likes the phrase, leave no stone unturned, and it's always like, okay, if someone's available, let's check it out. So that's with any individual guy, we'll see how things turn out. But I do think there's just always something to be said for they just want to at least take a look at anyone available.
Stacy picked Montori Foster Jr. as her this is the name or the guy who could make a name for himself during Hard Knocks. Is there anybody that has kind of stood out to you that maybe the casual fan doesn't know about?
And I did it before the start of camp, not to brag and interrupt, but I said that before the start of camp.
Okay, because that was a good prediction for his work. He's been awesome.
Thank you.
He has been, in terms of non-big name, under-the-radar guys, he's been maybe the biggest guy helping himself out this camp in terms of just every day he seems to make a play or two or three. And most importantly, for his chances of maybe making this team, he's really involved in special teams. But yeah, in terms of personalities, is that what you mean for Hard Knocks?
No, just ability. Just someone who's kind of doing his thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of kind of under the radar guys. He's not that under the radar, but he started before. But Tyree Snipes, a guy that I think because he lost his starting job last year, people maybe aren't paying as much attention. But he's having a really good camp, and he's the kind of guy Mike talks about. Sometimes players are going to sort of make the coaches make decisions on how they're going to play things schematically. If he's good enough to get on the field, they're going to find ways to involve another linebacker, and I think he's kind of making his case.
What's interesting about that? Just kind of it made me think of it when you mentioned Tyrese losing his job, but then kind of making some noise. I think there are a lot of names already here in Seattle that people nationally don't know enough about that have a chance to take a step forward. And I think it's very natural from the outside looking in to expect a team to regress after being the top defense, after winning a Super Bowl. It's there's almost nowhere to go but back, unless you win again, I guess, which we all hope that they do. But I think not being accounted for is some positive steps forward for names that we just weren't talking about. If you're someone national and you're going, oh, well, can Leonard Williams be as great as he was last year? I hope so. But are you talking about Riley Mills and what the addition of, right? Who are some of those guys where it's I really don't think that national critics are taking this guy into account at all. And I think he could be a factor.
Yeah. I mean, he might be, you just mentioned Riley Mills. He might be the top of that list. He's been so good this camp. And to add not just the guy who's going to take up some snaps, but it looks like he's going to make a lot of plays. To be able to add that to what they already have up front is pretty spectacular. Other side of the ball, I might point to Elijah Arroyo. This is a guy that had a pretty quiet rookie season. Some of that was injury. Some of that was just not getting the opportunities. He's had a few days of camp, and Saturday at the stadium was one of them. He just looks at times with that size and athleticism he's pretty much unguardable, and he's had some big days. And you add that athletic element to an already really good tight ender. I mean, A.J. Barner is emerging as one of the best young all-around tight ends in this game. Then you add an explosive, big play threat like Arroyo. I think he could be a real weapon.
Torrey Horton is He had one of the most efficient seasons.
5 touchdowns on 12 catches.
It was ridiculous, and took a punt to the house. How's his progression going?
Good. I mean, it was really encouraging that he was out there like day one of camp. I think because he missed so much time, last season into the off-season program, and there wasn't a lot of clarity on when he'd be back. To see him out there day one of camp was really important, and he's he hasn't missed anything that I can think of, and he's looked really good. And just that potential threat, I don't know how much they'll get on the field together just because of numbers, but like if you can get him and Rashid Shaheed on the field together, that's going to really put strain on a defense to have that much speed.
Speaking of Rashid Shaheed, I was talking with a few national folks that were visiting, and the thing that I was asked about, or that I heard people near me asked about most, was always Rashid Shaheed. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's a name people know, but I think he's just someone who this team met and surpassed expectations in so many ways, but one area where they did not meet or surpass those expectations was Rashid on offense.
Yeah.
I think people just thought he's going to integrate, it's going to look great, and it just never quite clicked. What have you seen from that connection between him and Sam, and from just Rashid himself developing over this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, it's so much different watching him now versus last season, where I think maybe there was some thought or hope that because he'd played for Clint Kubiak before in New Orleans, that he's going to step right in and it's going to be seamless. But like so much of that position is like the timing with the quarterback. The quarterback, knowing exactly when to put the ball on you, how you're going to come out of a break, and that's built in the offseason. And OTAs, mini camp, training camp, thrown together in July like they did this summer down in California. Like so much of that we saw with Jackson Smith at Jiggle last year is just the perfect timing the quarterback and receiver have together, and they just didn't have that because he gets here mid-year. If you're the offense, if you're Sam Darnold, you got to keep going the direction you're going, and the receivers got to just sort of fit in. And we obviously saw some really good things out of Shaheed, some big plays. The returns obviously were huge, but he was never that like featured piece of the offense, and in camp he has looked like that.
You see Stacy's flex. I was talking to some national people.
I was talking to my friends.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking to. Yeah, I think I know what I'm talking to. Anyway, Brian Fleury, right? This offense, it looks similar to last year.
Yeah.
And I think that the style that he coaches is where the NFL is going, right? When I was playing, people were spreading out. Now they're packing it back in. Mm-hmm. How have you seen him kind of blossom as, as a personality and as a coach?
Yeah, we're not really going to know as a coach till we see him, calling games, because he's never done it. But again, the offense looks like it's been a pretty seamless transition. There aren't these like growing pains that we maybe saw in camp early last year. Personality-wise, players talk about him a lot like they talked about Clint Kubiak. He's just like a pretty even keel, all football kind of guy, which I think suits that job well. Like you don't want a coordinator who's getting too emotional, getting all like kind of on tilt in a tense moment. So he seems to really be the right personality for the job, the right demeanor, and he's got a cool coaching background. He's coached a lot of different positions. Obviously, Mike's going to love that he's a run game guy, run game coordinator. I think we've seen some good things out of the run game, especially of late. So yeah, I mean, I think he's going to put his own touches on it, but they wanted some continuity, and he comes from a similar system, and it's going to look a lot like it did last year with his own wrinkles.
Speaking of the run game, how have some of the guys behind, I don't want to say behind Price, it's very much an open competition, but like we haven't talked a ton about Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah.
We haven't talked a ton about George Holani. How have those guys looked?
Really good. And, especially with Price missing a couple practices, that's been more opportunity, especially for Wilson. It's been a lot of kind of Holani and Price as the top two guys, and Wilson, he's got a cool style. He's like this big, you think of him as like a big physical guy, but he can move. Like when he gets going downhill, hits a hole, he'll
like
hit it
faster
hard.
than you think.
Yeah, I think he's, just because he's like 230 some pounds, you don't necessarily think of him. He's always had that reputation of being more of a power guy, but he can scoot a little bit. So I like, what all three of those guys bring. They're all a little different. Holani's been catching the ball really well in camp. He's, probably the guy they're going to trust most in terms of knowing the offense, third down stuff, pass protection, all that. But even when Price is healthy, I think there's a real role for all three of those guys.
What's up with Rodney Thomas? I haven't seen much, heard much about him.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a guy that, he started a bunch of games. They really like him. I think he's just sort of caught up in a really deep group right now, so we're maybe not talking about him as much just because of, Bud Clark's sort of the newcomer that everyone's talking about because he's the exciting rookie, big personality too. But, Rodney Thomas is a guy that, they really liked. They brought him in for a reason, and he's pushing. So is A.J. Finley, who had a good day Saturday. There's there's a lot of depth at that safety position where it's going to be tough to sort out not just who's getting on the field, but who's on this 53.
What are your big questions about this team entering the season? So obviously these aren't going to be just like roster questions, which we'll have answered before the season opener, but maybe things where you go, God, if they don't repeat, like it'll have to be because of this. So I'm wondering if this can work.
Yeah, shoot, I don't know. That's a good question. I think, again, there's nothing about the offense that's made me super concerned so far, but just the newness of it, you just never know.
Yeah, that's probably mine.
How's it all going to come together when the games count and when the Bolts are live, so to speak? And the run game is something that they're going to really want to lean on. And I think we kind of forget because of how well things finished last year. Like the Seahawks did not run the ball super efficiently for most of last season.
For like 2/3 of the season.
So it's like, yeah, they finished really well and that was great, but like they're going to want to do that all year and take a little pressure off the passing game where you don't have, they turned the ball over too much last year. That was probably their biggest single flaw on offense. So to me, that's where I'm going to be watching is like, can they get that run game going earlier in the year and be a little more balanced early on?
It is, you're right. So Bump, sorry to interrupt, but Bump and I have talked about this too. It is fascinating how it's just been kind of forgotten because Bump and I talked about this team every single day, obviously. So we remember having conversations where into November, they were like 20 something in late, like 26, 27 in rushing yards per game and yards per carry. And we had Benjamin Solak on with us going like, yeah, I don't know if you need to make a change at guard or what's happening here. And then it just suddenly took off. And in the offseason, people said, what are you going to do without Ken Walker? And, what are you going to do without this run game? And it's like they didn't. If they have a good running game for the first month of the season, that's a step forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of run game, Anthony Bradford. This is a guy, Boyle, and you probably agree. When he's good, man. And he's one of the better linemen in the game. How's he holding up with Bo Stevens breathing down his neck?
Good, and I don't know that's really accurate to say he's breathing down his neck. Like, nothing against Bo Stevens. He's, we've heard really good things from coaches and teammates, but, like, there's been no indication that there's really competition there right now. I mean, look, everybody's competing. Like, if you have bad days over and over again, they'll start mixing guys in, but we have not seen anybody taking first-team reps from him. I think, look, it's easy with linemen, especially to, like, pick out bad plays if that's what you want to do and cut them all up and make a guy look bad. And we unfortunately saw a lot of people doing that to Anthony Bradford last year, and he's a lot better player than those bad moments might indicate. Like, yes, there were some bad plays. I think every lineman, if you look for him, they have them, but he's, Anthony Bradford's done nothing but, impress his coaches and his teammates, and he seems, again, to be holding on to that job. I've really seen nothing to indicate that they're looking to make a change there.
A new episode of Hard Knocks tomorrow, so we'll get another close look at the team. Anything from the first episode kind of surprised you? I mean, you're around the team, like actually around the team. You're in the locker room. You know these guys. So I don't know how much of it. You're probably the least surprised by some of what you saw, but was there anything where you thought, oh, that was interesting to be a fly on the wall for that conversation?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, we've heard glimpses of it from coaches and teammates. Like some of the Cooper Kupp stuff was really cool. Of like, he's in Mike's office. Like they're not going to tell us what he kind of helped him figure out there because it's probably something Mike wants to say for later. But like, he's helping. We talk about Mike for a reason. Like he's just football genius because he is. And yet here's Cooper Kupp, a guy still playing the game, like helping him kind of crack some codes. And it's like that side of Cooper Kupp is really cool to see. And then I think just nationally, people are getting to see more of Mike that, kind of he calls himself awkward. I don't know if I'd use that term, but like he's got an interesting personality and it's kind of fun to see him just being himself and getting a little more attention.
All right, Boyle, we're going to kick you out and then we're going to get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What news from the desert did you love hearing about and why?
Kirk Cousins got into it with Max Crosby.
Oh, no.
So apparently Max Crosby hit Kirk like twice. And after the second time, Kirk said, look, that's enough. All right, I'm a quarterback. I'm wearing a red jersey. You don't touch me.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm a 15-year veteran. He's approaching 40 for sure. No, I like that because Kirk Cousins is the type of guy that you wouldn't expect to be in any type of situation, especially with Max Crosby. If you were to stand Max Crosby next to Kirk Cousins and say, who you picking in a fight, you're probably picking Max Crosby.
Yeah.
So the fact that Kirk Cousins kind of bucked up a little bit, I liked it because he's showing Fernando how to be a pro. And at some point as a pro, you're going to be faced with some adversity. Somebody's going to test you. They're going to test your manhood out here, and you got to be able to stand up for yourself. So I love seeing that Kirk was talking that talk. To Max Crosby. Max Crosby, if you just look at him, he looked like he about that life. You know what I'm saying? So good for Kirk. I appreciated hearing that.
I think fights can be, not outright fights, but like things like that can be so good. And I know that people tend to, not everyone, but some people tend to get worried or nervous or critical when you hear about arguments or fights or scraps in camp. And it's like, this is part of it, man.
Yeah.
You do want to know. There's not a bad thing if you don't have one, but you do want to know there's some fire on your team.
Yeah,
The guys are defending. Yeah, guys are defending each other and themselves. Second down. What was the best thing you saw at FanFest Saturday?
The best thing I saw was the progression of Jalen Milroe. I thought he looked calm. I think he threw an interception, but he looked like he understood the offense. Drew Lock looked good too. Sam Darnold looked good, but things like FanFest are more beneficial to guys like Jalen Milroe, right? We talked to him last week, and he's a confident young man. He has a plan. He approaches every day the same, but he just looked good. He made some good throws out there, some easy completions, took what the defense is giving him, threw some check downs, threw the football down the field as well. No, I really liked it, and I thought the fans were into it as well. I didn't go to last year's FanFest. I forgot where I was. But I went Saturday, and it was good. I think Milroe, you always look at a quarterback's base. All right, what do his feet look like? When he's going through his progressions, is he calm in the pocket? A lot of quarterbacks, when they get a bit antsy and stuff, those feet are going crazy. They look a little jittery. He didn't look that way. Granted, no one's going to hit him because he's a quarterback, but I thought that his base was good. His decision-making was good. And it was I needed to see that because I'm rooting for the dude.
Third down. What does a visit from Terrion Arnold tell you?
It tells us that this dude can play. You don't just bring in a guy who is under investigation for kidnapping and a whole bunch of other stuff if you don't think he can play. He's a good football player. It also tells me that some of those injuries on the defensive side of the ball might be a bit more severe than we're thinking. But this is John and Mike McDonald doing exactly what they're supposed to do. You don't have a guy like Terrion Arnold out there and not look at him, not bring him in, see if he can be a culture fit. Physically, he can play on any team in the NFL. The dude can play. But it tells me that these injuries might be a bit more severe than we're thinking, and then they're just making sure that, they cross their T's and dot their I's. There's no way a guy of his caliber should be out in the streets and you not take a look at him.
Speaking of those injuries, it really is a bummer we haven't been able to see more from Julian Neal, because that's not a low pick. I mean, he's a third rounder for you, right? I mean, this is a guy that you want to be able to replenish that group. It does make me think, though. Do you think that this year's second-year players will be even more impactful than the rookies? Last year, the story was the rookies. Oh, my God, Grace Abel, Nick Emanwari, look at what these guys are doing. Do you think that they're kind of still very much holding the spotlight this year?
Last year's rookies. Is that what you're saying?
Last year's rookies compared to this year's rookies, rather than looking at it as like, what's Bud Clark going to do? Maybe it's just like, oh, wow, more from Nick and more from Riley.
I think they are, and I think that's a good thing. If we're sitting here looking at Julian Neal, asking him to save the day, looking at Bo Stevens, asking him to save the day, then that means that there's a lot going wrong with this team, or just uncertainty. So, no, I think that the year two guys should hold more of the spotlight, and they're doing a great job, man, because they are the foundation, right? The last 4 drafts is the foundation of this team, and then you add in your free agents, Leo and Jay Reed and all those guys. But no, I think they are holding the spotlight, and they should, and that's a good thing.
There is one definitely guy who is not going to get away with not living up to it, and that's Jadarian, though. One rookie is going to have fairly those expectations. Fourth down. What do you want to see Saturday?
Taking on the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? Your boy's going to call the second quarter of that game.
Nice.
I'm going to be Steve Rabel for the second quarter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you guys want to listen to the C team as Rabel takes a break,
no,
I will be on the call. But, no, I want to see efficiency. I don't care if they win or lose the game. It's not about winning or losing, right? It's about the process. Every team has a process, right? Getting the little things, getting in and out of the huddle, not putting the football on the ground, taking care of the football. Not the worst thing in the world is when a receiver lines up and he looks at the quarterback and throws his hands up. That means I don't know what I'm doing out here. We don't want to see that. We want all the procedures to be fluid and smooth. Will the play be stellar? Will it be like the Hall of Fame game on Thursday? Probably not.
This is the second time unprompted that you've talked about that game.
That was a good game. It was way better than I expected. I was pleasantly surprised.
So you don't need to keep bringing it
No,
wild.
that's the only football game that's been played so far, so I got to bring it up.
I guarantee you, this is going to be a running bit where, like, the Seahawks are going to have some bad Week 3 game, and you're going to be like, look, this was no Hall of Fame game. This was no Carson Beck in the Hall of Fame game.
And
moment.
Haynes King? Come on. 2-glove Kenny Pickett out there, too?
That's going to be one of the greatest games you've ever seen play. You're going to start calling it the game.
Yo, the Hall of Fame game was on point.
This wasn't like the game.
Right? We're not gonna see that game. We're not gonna see the Hall of Fame game.
Well, we're not gonna see Cal hit 60 again. There are just certain things that are so great. It's like it's such a statistical anomaly. You can't see that again. Sports can't do that.
Thank you for putting the proper respect on that game. I appreciate that.
You're absolutely welcome.
I just want to see clean football. This clean football. And, you know, a lot of these guys aren't going to make the team, so I love the grit they're going to play with, but just clean football, clean procedures.
All right, still to come. Adam Jude is joining us at 1. Going to dive back into what exactly is going on with the Mariners and preview a big road trip here beginning in the Bronx with a series against the Yankees. Coming up next, though, there was one thing that had us in tears over the weekend. That's next.
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Are you squeezing every last bit out of your summer? Looking for a fun add to your itinerary? I have the perfect trip already planned for you at Silver Reef Casino Resort. Make a whole weekend out of it. Here's what you need to do. You head up Friday, treat yourself to a delicious dinner at the steakhouse. On your way to dinner, become a free member of Reef Rewards that allows you discounts on gas, dining, hotel, and the spa. Saturday, get yourself a tea time at Loomis Trails. Make sure you get there early and check out the range and walk the historic clubhouse. It is beautiful. After your round, enjoy a Saturday night dinner at Cantina or the Red River Cafe for live entertainment. Sunday is for the spa. Relax, recharge with a massage treatment and work out those knots and kinks and just unwind a little bit before you head home. Plan your next weekend at Silver Reef, maybe for Crazy Train, Howie Mandel, or Guns for Roses. All you got to do, take the I-5 exit 260, silverreefcasino.com.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression, pressure wave therapy, in addition to rehab. Once we started that comprehensive approach, it went phenomenally. They honestly have given me my life back, and I'm happy to help other patients find Sound Pain Solutions sooner.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
A Wilt Chamberlain 1972 playoff game-worn jacket was recently bought for $3 at a Goodwill in Portland. You may not be sitting on a warm-up jacket worn by Wilt the Stilt, but there's serious value to your old gold, jewelry, watches, silver, and coins. Dave Wyman encouraging you to see what they're worth at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Linwood. They'll give you an honest, no-pressure assessment for free. See how much they're worth at Bellevue Rare Coins, and if the price is right, cash in.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. At Pella Windows and Doors, we pride ourselves on delivering top-quality windows and doors that enhance the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Our products are built to last with innovative designs and exceptional craftsmanship. Whether you're looking to upgrade your windows or install new doors, Pella has you covered.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
The Mariners had a lot of memorable moments off the field this weekend during their 50th anniversary celebration. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that instead of the game itself. The best was actually Cut 7. The Mariners surprised Rick Riz with the announcement that he's going into the team's Hall of Fame in 2027.
At the Mariners, we celebrate greatness. We celebrate people that have shaped the history, culture, identity of this franchise. And few individuals have done that more than Rick Riz. His passion, professionalism, devotion to this organization have left a lasting mark on this area. Rick, on behalf of the Mariner fans everywhere, thank you for the memories. Thank you for the stories. Thank you for 40 years of making us feel we were right there with you. It is my great honor to announce that Rick Riz has been unanimously elected to the Seattle Mariner Hall of Fame.
I started crying just
Did
a little
you?
bit. Well, it was when Riz was getting emotional. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big I cry when other people cry person. And so once Rick started getting emotional, and, you know, you can see him going, oh, my God, what's going on? Like, I started getting teary.
Riz, man, the legend himself. It's only right that this happened, man. Riz, if anyone's gotten a chance to talk to Riz, be around him, he's one of the nicest dudes in the world. Treats everybody the same. And it's going to be weird listening to a game and not hearing his voice.
Very. I wondered, and I wonder if other people thought the same thing. I wondered, like, well, Rick's around this organization. He knows everyone. He talks to everyone. He's there all the time. Like, you're telling me you kept this a total secret? When did he catch on? Did he figure it out? That's what I was most curious about. Cut 8. This is on Sunday's pregame show. Rick shared when he knew something was up.
I was looking around going, what's happening? Because we practiced on Monday night. Here it is now Saturday night. And I did the introduction and walked through, you know, the 50 players. And they said just walk through and talk about the memories and things like that. So did the opening comments and introduced Alvin Davis, and then Alvin was going to show a video, and here comes John Stanton. While I'm sitting next to Dan Wilson on the dais there with the players, John's talking, and I don't have the program in front of me, but I know this is not a part of the program what he's talking about. And then I glanced to my right up on the Mariners vision. I saw 41 seasons. And then I looked again and over 6,000 broadcasts. And I go, I'm shaking my head. I go, what's going on? I turned to Dan Wilson. I go, Danny, what's going on? And he said, buckle up. And he grabbed my knee. He said, buckle up. I go, what's going on, Daddy? And he just looked at me, and then John Stanton made the announcement. And tonight we're going to induct Rick Rios as our 12th member of the Mariners Hall of Fame, and I just lost it because I'm a crybaby. And Danny gave me the biggest hug, and I just couldn't believe the honor.
Now, Curtis, you were there on the pregame show with Rick. How was his demeanor there? Again, it was so hard not to. Just the most loved person. So hard not to cry when he was getting emotional. But tell me about that.
He was still kind of in a state of shock over everything. And it was really cool to see. And a really cool moment that didn't make the air yesterday, but some group came up and visited the booth and they asked for Rick's autograph. And one person asked, hey, can you sign at Mariners Hall of Fame 2027? And he was like, oh, yeah, I could do that now.
Oh.
So he now gets to add that to his signature.
Absolutely amazing. Deservedly so. Also from Saturday's pregame ceremony, we wondered what this moment would look like. Cut 9, Alex Rodriguez received a standing ovation, mostly cheers from the T-Mobile Park crowd.
4 All-Star appearances, 4 Silver Sluggers as a Mariner. Number 3, A-Rod Alex Rodriguez.
Bump, were you surprised by the reaction?
I was.
I was a little bit.
I thought I felt like the majority of people would show love and respect, but I felt like I would hear more boos.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, man, and I'm happy I didn't. I think that he's clearly one of the greatest players ever put on a Mariners jersey, and well-deserved.
I think sometimes, look, I was going by like, well, what's the reaction of, let's say, our listeners or texters into the show? And it felt way more like, if not 50-50, then 60-40 toward booing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I expected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no.
No, it was good, man. It was good.
And you know what? Like you, I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I just thought, man, it's been 27 years.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Also, who can forget on Friday night? What a moment. Cut 10, Ryan Rollins-Smith stole the show during the Alumni Home Run Derby.
Hyphen has one goal and one goal only. Just hit one home run. Yeah. Here he comes. Yes. Is that Steve Irwin? Is that the Crocodile Hunter? Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. Ryan, come on. Ryan doesn't have the height. Ryan! Here we go, at the horn. Oh, get it. Get it. Get it, Hyphen. Get it, Hyphen! That was pure cinema.
Curtis, tell me we can take just the Ryan for an intro when Ryan Rollins-Smith is on with us. We got 6
Thursday?
more weeks of Ryan shows. So I want to take just that cut.
How many he hit?
He had 2.
He had 2.
He hit 1 in the bonus round, so it counted as 2.
Yeah,
but
so
both
3
home
points.
runs, both home runs came at the buzzer of the regulation portion and then the bonus round. So he's got a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm so happy for that dude because you could tell this meant a lot to him. You know, he really wanted to perform.
He said it.
So I'm so happy that he did his thing. I had him at 3, so 2, not too shabby.
Yeah, that was incredible. Shout out to Ryan. And man, it was Gary had a great line. This was after, I don't know if it was after Steven Romero crushed it, by the way, but it was after one of the guys, and Gary was like, you know, the thing is, you can't tell whether they just participated in a home run derby or ran a marathon. It was taking it out of dude.
Who won?
Stephen Romero, yeah.
Okay. Is that who you picked, Curtis? You picked him to win it?
I picked Ryan Healy. Ryan Healy did not get a good BP pitcher, even though it was James Paxton, who was a top 50 Mariner, but I don't think James Paxton's used to throwing BP.
That's the thing, is James Paxton was like, I can only do gas.
I can only throw 100 miles an hour.
Like, I guess I can, try to slow it down a bit, but that was part of the problem there. But I thought Mike Cameron would do more. He was kind of laughing it off, though. But
how many Cam hit?
He hit 2,
right?
They said on the broadcast, though, that Cammy, about a month or so ago, got a really bad cut on one of his hands, so he was kind of playing through injury.
Easy.
Yeah.
What did Ichiro do?
Ichiro hit 8.
Yeah.
He did really
was
good.
cooking for a minute. But yeah, Romero was he came out and crushed, and he went right before Ryan, right?
A couple spots, but yeah,
Okay.
Romero I think hit the only 400-foot plus home run on Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone use an aluminum bat?
No.
No.
Okay. All right.
Which was extra impressive.
They thugged it out.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's go around the diamond. The Mariners are off tonight, but you can catch extra innings with Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers, Edmonds. Seahawks wide receiver Cody White going to join us in about 20 minutes. Before we get to that, what part of the Super Bowl winning Seahawks formula is most sustainable, and what's most likely to regress?
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. When people come first.
If you care about keeping groceries affordable, listen up. Seattle City Hall is considering an ordinance that could put grocery discounts, rewards, and coupons, otherwise known as your everyday savings, at risk. As the cost of living continues to climb, Seattleites rely on grocery store rewards programs to help stretch their household budgets. Now, City Hall wants to take these away. The mayor's proposed fair pricing ordinance could have the exact opposite outcome and make everyday living more expensive for those already struggling to get by. Protect Seattle Savings is a coalition dedicated to defending the everyday savings that Seattle families rely on. We're working with the mayor's office to improve the proposal and keep costs down, but we could use your help. If you care about keeping groceries affordable, visit ProtectSeattleSavings.com to learn more and join the cause. Again, visit ProtectSeattleSavings.com now to learn more. This message is supported by Safeway.
Pests and poor installation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit EastsideExterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc?
We need to talk about the lights.
Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes.
A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes.
You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the time for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
August is always a time of excitement because football is back. But anyone that watches practice or preseason games knows how much work needs to be done before the season starts. If you're feeling the same about your home project, Harley Exteriors wants to help you get a head start on making sure your home is ready for fall football nights. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off your final project. Spend a few minutes with the folks at Harley Exteriors during your free estimate, and you'll realize you have a lot in common. They love our local teams, they're good at what they do, and they'll take care of your home. Use Harley Exteriors to complete your home project this month and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires August 31st, 2026.
HarleyExteriors.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in about 20 minutes, we'll get a chance to check in with Seahawks wide receiver Cody White. Can't wait to ask him about Brian Fleury. Before we get to that, though, what part of the Seahawks Super Bowl winning formula is most sustainable? And what's likely to regress? It's a way to, rather than just look at the team and go, they can't do that again. Well, what things can they do again? Like, what things do you look at and you go, I see no reason why that can't be just as good or can't still be present? And then conversely, what are some things where you go, this is going to be tough. This one's going to be a little tougher.
I think that this defense can still be a top 5 defense. I think with the D-line that you have returning with Leo and Jay Reed and the addition of Riley Mills, D. Hall taking another step forward, Ernest Jones, Drake Thomas, Ty Okada, Julian Love, Devin Witherspoon. Most of your pieces are intact. Yeah, Boye Mafe is with the Bengals, but he wasn't an every down type of player, which is fine. I mean, you lose something with Boye Mafe. You lose something with Kobe Bryant, but I think they've done a good job kind of replacing those guys. As long as Mike McDonald is a defensive coordinator for this team, I think that he's been around the block enough times to know exactly what his defense needs to be successful. So I started with the defense. I think the defense has the ability to be a top 5 defense once again this year.
I took the same approach, and it was actually kind of like both answers in one. I think the thing that's most sustainable is that Mike McDonald has his coaching, his philosophy, the respect he's curated, his play calling, that everything about that, like, why would that not be here? That doesn't go away with age. That only gets better over time. Right. The only thing that gets rid of respect is your own actions or like lots and lots of losing, which they haven't done. So because I saw that as most sustainable, it's hard not to look at the defense and go, well, it feels like this is. However, right. I don't think that they're going to be the top scoring defense. You are facing tougher competition, tough quarterbacks, tough offenses. You're playing the Rams and the 49ers. We'll see if the latter is actually healthier 4 times. Like, it's tough. So a top scoring defense, I think that's tough to sustain. But because Mike McDonald is the most sustainable thing, they're still going to be elite. Yeah. Really, I look at that defensive line, and that is the main ingredient when it comes to all this stuff. You are talented on the second and third levels, but it's all about that D-line, man. And Leo coming off the year that he had, Jay Reed, the OG, finding the fountain of youth once again, and then just the, with Riley Mills. I think a lot of our listeners are excited about Riley Mills. I think we are too, because of what he did in that Super Bowl. And you just watch him play. I mean, he's a violent player. So I think the defense, it's
when you think of the Seahawks, right, you think of Legion of Boom, right? Now when you think of the Seahawks, you think of this defense as well. Whenever your defense is the main attraction when it comes to a football team, you're going to have a chance. You're going to have an opportunity. They're going to keep you in the game. Now, what can regress? Run game. You know, we just don't know. We don't know what we don't know. Zach Charbonnet is going to be hurt. I hope Jadarian Price is the guy that I think he's going to be. We'll see what Emmanuel Wilson looks like at George Halani. It's just for a few years we knew what we were going to get out of K9 and out of Zach Charbonnet. Right now, we just don't know. So because I don't know, that's probably going to be the biggest question for me.
I'm actually shocked I didn't have my next answer in the most likely to regress category, but I kind of have to add like a caveat to it. I put under sustainable JSN. Now, the number itself is probably going to regress. 1,700 is incredibly difficult to surpass. But I think that to me, what feels like it's not going away is that JSN is truly fundamentally on another level. And I'm going to use maybe an unfair Cal comparison. Last year, prior to 2025, it was clear that Cal was a power hitting catcher. He can hit for power. He's really strong. He's going to give you 30-ish home runs a year. Last season, maybe I thought, oh, maybe his ceiling is like 40, and I didn't realize that. But, like, I didn't think his ceiling was suddenly 50, or certainly not suddenly 60. I still think he's a very good player, even though he's having a career worst year. Meanwhile, with JSN, I didn't know that last year was his ceiling, but I find it like the underlying talent level and some of what we see to be more believable that like he reached another level and is just there now. You know what I mean? Like Cal hit another level statistically with home runs last year, but where he is just like top 3 catcher. He'll, 30 bombs, not so great average. That's what it is. JSN hit another level and like, I don't think that's going. I don't think he's gone. I don't think that he secretly is an average wide receiver who just looked incredible last year. I think that he is an elite wide receiver, and even though the number isn't the same, I don't think that talent level and his understanding of the offense and his chemistry with Sam Darnold is regressing.
No. Just because he doesn't reach 1,700 yards doesn't mean there's a regression there. It just means that maybe you get more contributions from other people and defenses are trying to do things to take him away. I always like when people say, well, defenses are going to take him away. Like, what do you think a defense is going to do? Do you think they're going to line up 2 guys over JSN and say, all right, we're going to double team him and leave somebody else open? And people use the term double team as well. There's no real double team in football. There's like a bracket. You put a defender underneath and a defender over the top. You bracket him and you make life difficult for him that way. But, no, JSN will be a top 5 receiver in this league for the next 7 to 8 years. He ain't going nowhere. As long as he's in an offense that features him, which we know they're going to do that here, he'll be just fine.
One of my regression candidates was health. You wouldn't think it looking back at that Bucs game where they lost basically everyone on defense, especially in the secondary. But overall, they didn't lose Ken Walker. They didn't lose Sam Darnold. They didn't lose big pieces on the offensive line. When Gray Zabel did look like he might have a big injury, he ended up not missing time. They didn't lose, for big chunks of time, guys defensively. It felt like they did, but in hindsight, they were one of the league's healthier teams. I think that can regress to more like league average. So my question for you is like, well, how do you make up for it?
How do you make up for?
For maybe being a little less healthy than you were last year.
You don't. You get your 2s ready to go. I mean, that's why evaluation is important because you're always not preparing for the worst, but you got to plan for it, right? If something were to happen, if one of you guys were to go down, and the health thing is just something you can't really worry about. Like, you prepare for it, but you're not sitting there anticipating it. It's just something that's going to happen. It happens every single year, every team. Star players are going to go out. I mean, we got guys being banged up in training camp. Kobe Bryant, man, out 8 to 10 weeks. So how do you prepare for it? You don't. You just make sure that number 1 through 53 is ready to go, and your practice squad dudes are ready to go. But that starts with a culture. They make sure they're ready to go by showing up every day and preparing and staying in the playbook, communicating with coaches. It's injuries are weird because it's something like you don't ignore it, but you try not to think about it.
Yeah, have to kind of keep it out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Is there something I'm missing for sustainable? You like the defensive line. I thought that the
You
top
ready for
scoring.
this?
Yeah.
Sustainable.
Yeah.
Myers, kicking game.
You know what?
Sustainable. Sustainable.
That part.
Come on, Myers.
That
Let's
part.
go, baby.
Let's check in on the offense with the Seahawks wide receiver Cody White next.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Do you have a special occasion or milestone to commemorate? Come discover Klein Jewelers in charming downtown Edmonds. As a locally owned family jeweler, we combine an impressively large selection with the warm personal service only a hometown jeweler can provide. Whether you're searching for the perfect engagement ring or a beautiful piece of diamond or gemstone jewelry, you'll find plenty to love and no pressure along the way. From life's biggest milestones to those just because moments. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Your jeweler for life.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Bucky's Complete Auto Care is here to help. Right now, you'll save $50 on any AC service. Whether it's a weekend getaway or the daily commute, you deserve a cool, comfortable ride. For over 50 years, local drivers have trusted Bucky's for honest pricing, expert repairs, and guaranteed work, earning them the Carfax Preferred status. 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing. For $50 off your cooling system service, visit Bucky's.com.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Daryl's knee problems started years ago.
The initial injury happened back in my high school days. It was more of a nerve damage that was done in the knee.
And eventually, it led to surgery.
They had the knee replacement done on the right knee. The orthopedic surgeon I worked with obviously was ready to do the work on the left knee, and I just didn't feel good about it.
Instead of another replacement, he chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. How's your pain now?
On a bad day, 1 or 2.
So you went from an 8 to a 1 or a 2?
It's been great. I can't say the same for the other knee. We're still having challenges.
And when people ask you about surgery?
What I always tell them is that you should first talk to Dr. Wagner. You should look at stem cell as an option before you do the surgery. Because once you do the surgery, the stem cell isn't going to help you. And if he says he can help you, believe him.
Before you choose surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Right now is a good time to try to save money, and one of the easiest ways to save, taking the First Mark Challenge. Mike and I took the First Mark Challenge a couple years ago, and we have saved thousands of dollars since then on our insurance. Here's how First Mark Insurance works for you. They compare rates and coverage from dozens of the top-rated carriers. Then they go to work to find you the right coverage at the lowest possible price for you and your family. And when you need them and pick up the phone, you'll talk to a real person who knows you and is there to help. That's the kind of world-class service that has kept us with First Mark Insurance year after year. So take the First Mark Challenge today. It costs you nothing. There's no obligation. And you'll find out just how much money you could be saving every single month. You could be the next First Mark Challenge victory. They've had over 11,000 of them, and I'm one of them. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. What are you waiting for? No cost, no obligation. They simply show you whether they can find you lower premiums, better coverage, or both. Your savings start tomorrow. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners have an off day today. You can still get your fix with extra innings hosted by Curtis Rogers tonight on Seattle Sports from 7 to 9 p.m. Mariners will resume play tomorrow with a series opener against the Yankees in the Bronx at 4:05.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. You almost got me on that one. Almost. My heart stopped the tiniest bit.
Tell the people what you're talking about.
Nothing.
Blitz is on a mission every training camp to scare Stacy.
To scare me. He got me really good one time. Like, I screamed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what it is that I'm a small person, and he'll just, when Blitz is behind you, he's big. That's a big bird. And
That's
so,
a big bird.
He creeps up, and all of a sudden,
thick.
Yeah, that boy thick, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die here, and I didn't think that would happen, but. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, Jadarian Price was not suited up for the Seahawks Fan Fest scrimmage on Saturday for what's being called lower body soreness. What's the real headline?
Jadarian and the Mariners not producing runs right now.
Definitely not. The Mariners aren't, that's for sure. We'll see what Jadarian's going to do, but no, you take care of him. There's no reason for him to go out in Fan Fest and run the rock if he's feeling tight or sore or whatnot. We assume he's going to get the bulk of the carries once the season starts, at least a good portion of it. And you have to protect your asset. That's your first-round pick, so I'm all good with it.
Now, you would let him get a couple carries, assuming he's healthy on Saturday against the Cowboys, but you said you'd limit it to like 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, 3 to 4. 3 to 4 carries,
so
man.
So kind of like opening series, let him get out there.
Let him get his feet wet a little bit, feel what this professional game is like, and give the fans something to cheer about.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, the Seahawks brought in former Lions corner Terrion Arnold for a workout despite his recent arrest on felony kidnapping and robbery charges stemming from a February 2026 incident. What's the real headline?
Let's hope the Seahawks are better than Terrion at identifying the right guy for them. Terrion. Did you get it? Did you get it, Justin? It's Terrion allegedly identified the wrong guy in a kidnapping.
This is crazy. It's we got to be more responsible, man. Sometimes you just take the L. All right, you got robbed. They got you. Take the L. It cost you a job. Like, he's unemployed right now because he decided to take matters into his own hands. But listen, you bring the guy in. If nothing goes down, all the legal stuff is dropped, then you've already done your homework and you know what he's about. I think the main thing with him was to bring him in, look him in the eyes, and kind of get a feel for who he is in that whole situation. I'm sure John and Mike grilled him and asked him all the questions that they needed to ask just so they would feel comfortable bringing him in if they were to bring him in. So, just doing your homework. That's all it is.
How do you feel about where the Seahawks cornerback room is right now? Like, I'm not saying they need to sign Arnold or that speaks to it per se, but just in general, what do you think about the room?
It's a little banged up. A little banged up.
A little banged up.
But, Neil's banged up. You got Imawari, who's banged up as well. But that's the life of the NFL, man. There's always going to be a position that has a guy or two down. When healthy, I think that this room is going to be good to go. But this is exactly why you have conversations with Arnold, because you never really know what any room's going to look like as far as health. But when they are healthy, I think this is a good group. I want to see what Jalen Neal looks like, though.
Now, I asked you about the cornerback room in particular, but I want to turn to safety just for 1 second. Mike McDonald said something interesting about Bud Clark from FanFest, where he was talking about, like, he's still very much learning the game, but that they're waiting to see some of those ball skills actually show up. Have you seen any of them at camp so far? And is that kind of how you feel about Bud right now, where you're like, I'm waiting to see the flash?
I mean, we saw one interception. We're standing down in the corner one time. He intercepted and took it all the way to the house. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see. I think that Bud, to me, feels like a guy who is a gamer. He looks good in practice. I'm not saying he's not a practice guy, but we'll see on Saturday. I think he's going to make a play or two, turn some heads, but that's what he's known for. He's known to, take the football out the air and snatch it and take it to the house. So that's a big part of his game. I can't wait for it to show up.
How would you handle, like, Riley and the guys that are second-year players but who didn't get a lot of time? How should their preseason?
Riley got to play.
Yeah?
He got to play. He only played 30-something snaps last year. Like, he's not established yet. I think that he's full of potential, but anyone who is not established, you will be playing.
Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Kyle Shanahan announced he plans on coaching the 49ers preseason opener. What's the real headline?
Is he the healthiest 49er right now? Now, that's kind of a joke, but Nick Bosa did not practice today. So people continued. It's his 4th straight missed practice. No Christian McCaffrey today either. Now, that could just be nothing, right? Like, it's that time of the year where if anyone's dealing with anything at all, you go, let's just keep him out. Yeah. Let's just play it safe. But, man, 49ers, just... There is a certain point where, like, I do tip of the cap to you and Curtis and go, maybe you guys were right. Maybe it is...
You were a non-believer.
I was a non-believer.
You were a non-believer.
I will admit that I was a non-believer, and I thought that the conspiracy corner focus on the... Okay.
I'm just saying it's pretty coincidental that all these injuries are happening. And now we know the truth. The truth will set you free.
Okay. Well, I don't know that we definitively know the truth.
20 players and a coach.
It's the truth.
On the IR.
I don't know that it's the substation. I'm just saying the substation might be a real factor, and I didn't give you guys enough credit.
Had plenty of opportunities to go visit the substation when we were in the Bay Area.
I was busy.
You chickened out every time.
No, I didn't. No, I had other stuff to do. I just didn't. I had other things to do.
Go to Target?
Yeah, I couldn't make it out to the substation. Shut up, Matt. Stop laughing. No, I really do. I have officially gotten to the point. I was also listening to Pardon My Take, and PFT was like, the way that the 49ers social team is, too, is like they have to recognize that if they post the substation at practice, that's going to get so much engagement.
Yes.
But it's also going to keep another flood of theories going.
It's real. It's either the substation or their trainers aren't doing their jobs.
Or what if they just have horrible injury luck? Like
Sure.
the worst injury luck of anyone in the league for like many, many years in a row, you know?
Many years in a row.
I'm just saying.
Consistently.
Like that could also, in theory, that could be it.
You know what is weird sometimes? When you guys text in a little bit of detail. Someone goes, Emmanuel Wilson, what up now, Bump? What does that mean? What are you saying?
Are they trying to fight you about an Emmanuel Wilson opinion?
I guess so. What are we doing?
Maybe he's saying, did you heap a little too much praise on Jadarian? And he was saying, well, what about Emmanuel Wilson?
Maybe. I don't know. Just a little bit of detail when you text in.
No.
I love to engage.
I'm going to text Bump that randomly later. I'm just going to go, Emmanuel Wilson, what now, Bump? What now? The second he gets his first touchdown of the preseason, I'm going to go, what now, Bump?
What now?
What now? No, I'm actually going to start the rumor. Curtis, let's keep this going. We're going to start the rumor and get it out there that Bump does not believe in Emmanuel Wilson. He's an Emmanuel Wilson hater, that he is on the record.
Don't you do that.
No, that he's on the record saying Emmanuel Wilson will not succeed.
Never.
That you didn't say what?
I said he was the downhill runner. He's the guy inside the 20 that's going to get the football and do his best, Zach Charbonnet.
You said he'll not succeed.
Wow.
Did you not?
Never said that. I hope everyone succeeds in life.
You can't possibly mean that.
And can you say
There's
the
gotta
word?
be
And can
somebody
you just
hate
say
out
the
there.
word?
That's true.
Yeah, when you
Most people.
tie a rope into a
What?
tie a rope into a.
No.
I'm not going to say it.
Why?
I don't know. It feels like a setup.
No, it's not.
I'm not saying it.
Just say what?
What are you doing?
Okay, Matt, can you work with what we have at least? I don't know that we'll have to find the word "not" somewhere from Bump. I know that we can. I know that we can do it. All right, still to come. We're going to see if we can grab. There's still wide receiver meetings. We're going to see if we can maybe just interrupt the meeting, like maybe barge in and just.
Yeah, just knock on the door and be like, Cody.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I know you guys are busy right now, but we just really need to chat with Cody White. So we'll grab him, ask him about some of the wide receivers so far, about the offense, about how things are feeling with Brian Fleury, and then take a look around the NFL. We are getting back to the Mariners with Adam Jude coming up at 1.
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
My goal is what's best for the customer. You know, I truly believe that. I won't ever deviate from that.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Jake was suffering from osteoarthritis when his doctors asked him to consider surgery.
However, there's a 9-month recovery period where essentially you're not walking and you're not putting much in the way of weight on.
That wasn't going to work for him, so he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I heard the ads, and that caused me to do due diligence.
And how are you doing now?
There's not really any pain now at all. I have no limitations in what I want to do.
Wow, so you're able to do anything you want to do?
I recently played golf at Cycle House down in Pebble Beach, walked 18 holes, which I hadn't been able to do for a number of years, and then went for about a 2-mile walk with my friend.
I take it you'd recommend stem cell therapy to others then?
Absolutely. Had I known then what I know now, I would have done this several years ago and saved myself a lot of pain and suffering and agony and limitation to activity.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
From the text line, I overheard Bump on the golf course saying Emmanuel Wilson doesn't even love his family. 360, what's that? Bump left Emmanuel Wilson off his Mariners top 50 list? Drama. That's crazy. Oh, someone said, Bump just said he will not say it. Okay, make sure to isolate that. Matt, I hope you're on it, creating that cut. I know that you can do it. I believe in you. This just in, local radio host Michael Bumpus says Emmanuel Wilson going, quote, downhill.
Y'all some haters, man.
I don't know. It sounds like you're actually the hater, if I'm being totally honest.
You created this.
I didn't create anything.
Yeah,
you're the one that hates Emmanuel Wilson. No one forced you to do that. That's just you doing that.
Manny. My guy, Manny. You know I love you, man. Nothing but love for you, Manny.
Manny.
That's my guy.
I don't know if it's your guy. I think that.
He's my guy.
I mean, I'm still waiting to hear the one guy that said Emmanuel Wilson. What now, Bump? He never texted back.
Never replied.
Never.
What did that mean?
I don't know. I
need answers.
No, it means that he knows that you have some kind of issue with Emmanuel Wilson, and he's calling you out for it.
Well,
I don't know why you don't believe in him.
You know what? The service people here, we have the Air Force and the Army, I think, here.
Yeah,
as long as they show love, I'm good. Y'all can keep hating. As long as they show love, I'm good.
That's pandering.
Thank you for protecting our country.
Oh, wow.
For the troops.
Now you're being...
For the troops. Bring them home.
Now you're being shameless with it. You said, I will not be backed into this corner for the troops.
For the troops.
For the troops.
Bring them home.
Thank you for your service. We're going to be joined here in a minute by Cody White. You know what I don't think is a coincidence, Bump?
What's that?
That we have Ty Okada over here talking with Brian. We saw, I think, Kalani come out. I can't remember earlier. What position group is running a little bit late? What position group is?
Because we're grinding in there.
What position group is still in their meetings?
I'm going to ask Cody about this. See, this is what you're doing. You talking all that crap about receivers when Cody sits down. Hi, Cody.
No.
So glad you can join us today.
Well, yeah, because you can never tell it. You can never tell a diva he's being a diva.
You're gonna flip.
Look what happens to you when I tell you you're being a diva. You've been upset about it for months.
Well, didn't bother me at all.
That's not true.
Not at all.
That's not true.
Not at all.
When I said you were a diva for wearing your sunglasses inside, you said, I'm not even a diva. I don't even wear it just because I didn't take them off immediately.
Yeah, I did say that. I did say that.
Kind of slow to answer that one, Bump.
I did say that because I'm not a diva. If there's any, the Bump and Stacy Show, including Curtis Rogers and Matt Nelson, we know who the diva is on this program.
It's Matt.
It's
not me.
It is not Bump.
It's definitely not
me.
me.
It's not Curtis.
I'm
it
the
is
easiest
not
person to
Matthew.
work with.
That's for sure.
Matt? Matt, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Well,
Anyone in defense of me? Anyone in defense of me want to say anything at all?
No.
I think only a diva would attempt to defend themselves from those type of allegations, if I'm being completely honest with you, Stace.
Look, am I going to say it to Cody's face when he sits down with us? Absolutely not. Am I going to go, hi, Cody, how are you? Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. But right now, before he can hear me, am I going to say that maybe the wide receivers in this team are having some extra long meetings because they're, look, you got to get together and figure out what's the next level of diva we're going to get to.
What's the next level?
You got to
of diva?
you got to group together and go, how do we take this diva situation to the next level? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Oh man.
No, it sounds like he'll be here in about 5 minutes. So I don't know, whatever the last 5 minutes they talk about in receiver rooms, maybe like how do we subtweet? Let's go over
how do we subtweet?
Let's figure out the last 5 minutes of the meeting is just subtweeting.
The disrespect
Who do we want to
you're
call
putting
out on the
the
team?
Receiver position is crazy right now.
What are you talking about?
The
I feel like it's just
disrespect.
very honest.
You don't mind when receiver goes for 1,700 yards. Though.
I definitely don't mind that. I definitely don't. And you know what? If JSN wanted to subtweet someone, I'd be like, all right, well, what are you gonna do? That's just understandable. It's perfectly fine, and that's fine. You know what, though? It is fitting that we're talking about the wide receivers, and this part isn't a joke. Last year in week 1, when JSN got, I want to say 124. I don't know that that's right offhand, but it was like 120-something. We had, I actually saw this video the other day. I had not a rant, Bump, but like a complaint the following day where on our show I said, I had concerns about the receiver depth entering the season, and I don't feel better about it. Like, now I'm leaving week 1 with the exact same concerns. And it didn't matter. This team, not only did the offense look so much better after week 1, but you ended up having a number of contributors in that group, and that was really cool. That being said, I am quietly interested about it heading into the season with kind of like, no, it doesn't have to be Cody, but kind of like, how does that ball get spread around? If it's not going to be 1,700 to JSN, who else is in that room? We could be talking about tight ends, too, here, of course.
One, let me be a good teammate and said 124 is the exact number week 1.
Thank you.
See how I helped you out there?
Mm-hmm.
Also, how does it get spread around? I think it's best that the ball is spread around. How many targets did JSN get last year? I want my man to get all the targets he can get. He had 163 targets. Year before that, he had 137. Year before that, he had 93. If he's around 150 targets, 140 targets, I'm good with that. But I also would love for A.J. Barner to get involved. And how do these other players get involved? I think once that run game gets going, that's where the deception comes in. That's where you find tight ends butt naked on a Sunday in the flat or in the seam waiting for the football. So, no, the run game is going to open everything else up, open everyone else up.
Do you think that's why we didn't see it a lot last year? Like, that's why, because JSN was just able to beat people, and it just is what it is. But, like, we didn't see that run game get going. Do you think that was a contributor, too, and kind of having, like, one main target?
I think it's chemistry with the offensive line. It's running against light boxes. So a light box is light numbers, you know. I think it's running backs understanding the timing of things, getting downhill. Because I remember to start the season, K9 used to always look for that cutback home run. And I think once he started realizing, look, I just got to get forward. I get 2 to 3 yards forward, anything can happen. Then it started to open up a little bit. We knew that, or at least I felt that in the red zone, that the run game was its best because Zach Charbonnet is not a wiggle type of guy. He's a downhill type of dude.
Yeah.
So once the RBs, or K9 specifically, just started getting those shoulder pads down and getting downhill, the run game started to open up.
It was we were, I think, earlier kind of talking with Boyle about how interesting it is that people were like, oh, the Seahawks, they're a run-first team. In attempts, that was true. Like, in terms of literally trying to run the ball, the Seahawks and Philadelphia Eagles did that more than almost anyone in football. Whether or not it was effective for either over the course of the season is another conversation. But this run game was not great. I know I'm shifting from talking about wide receivers to the run game, but that's just what's interesting me right now. This run game was not great in the first half of the season.
No.
How did they start off on a better foot? No pun intended.
It's just being stubborn, honestly. And though the run game was not as explosive as we would have liked it to start the season, we can't deny that these guys were committed to that run. And how do you do it? It's just being okay with 2 to 3 yards. If you're a running back, be okay with 2 to 3. Because you're going to break a couple tackles and make that 2 to 3, 5 to 6. That 5 to 6 could be 10 plus. That's what it is. It's not always looking for the home run. There's only a few players in the history of the NFL that could reverse fields left to right and get upfield. Like, these are some of the best athletes in the world. So just being okay with the short gains, because those short gains are going to turn to big ones.
Is there a world where Emmanuel Wilson can help a lot with those, or have you just kind of written that off for him,
I
too?
swear to goodness. Emmanuel's going to be like, that dude Bump hates me. No.
That's why I keep doing this. There's going to be one person somewhere that hears a snippet of this, and they go, oh, my God. And then you know what, Bump? Bulletin board material.
That's crazy.
Bulletin board material. And then you get to take full credit for Emmanuel Wilson looking like a first-team All-Pro.
No, he's my favorite player. Emmanuel Wilson is my favorite player. Of all time. Of all time.
Football?
Since the football was created, he is.
Emmanuel Wilson's your favorite player.
Yes, he needs.
What about him do you love so much?
He needs a statue out here.
Yeah.
And he's just a blue collar guy.
Blue collar guy.
Blue collar guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you mean that.
Hating.
Hi, Cody. You see, I told you I'd be so nice. Hi.
Oh man.
Hi, Cody. Good to see you.
On, man?
So I do have to be very honest with you about something. You can put your headset on. We're in segment right now. Don't say anything embarrassing. So Bump said that I wouldn't be honest with you about this, so I am going to be upfront and honest. My co-host.
She called you a diva.
No, I didn't. No, Cody, Cody, hang on. No, Cody, wait. let me. I know that's okay. Crazy right now, but listen. Listen, you guys were in meetings, and I couldn't help but notice that your coworkers were out here. And look, any shot that I can take at my friend and co-host who was a wide receiver, I do. So I came up and I said, y'all are divas. What could possibly be going on in this meeting right now that's taking an extra 5 minutes? And Bump had your back, but then he said that I wouldn't say that to your face, and he was right.
Oh, so you didn't technically call me a diva. No. You just called the receivers as a general.
I said, okay, receivers as a group. You have only ever been so wonderful when we've talked to you, but unfortunately, I do. Look, receivers.
Look,
is it fair?
This is what I tell her. The reason why we can be seen as divas because we are the most reliant position in football. The snap, the block, the QB, the coverage, everything has to go right for us to get the football. So we get mad when we don't get the rock. And they see it as being a diva. We just want to make plays. That's how I see it.
See, I'll take the diva tag because the diva being a receiver, we just want to make plays and be good for our team. So, shoot, if I'm a diva, if being a good teammate and being good for the team and trying to be the best for the team makes me a diva, I'll be a diva.
That's such a diva thing to say. That's such a diva thing to say.
I'll be a diva any day of the week.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
So instead, is Cody's entourage with him? We can't really tell from the camera.
No, I left him at home for I'll play.
My glam squad.
Hey, what'd you think of Hard Knocks first episode?
I thought it was cool, just being able to let the world know what we are as like Seahawks players. But I feel like it's not all of what we do, but it's a little glimpse of how we go about our business. Yeah.
Are you someone to kind of jump in front of cameras? We talked with Ty Okada, and he was mic'd up, but he said he's been trying to kind of avoid cameras. Where do you fall?
See, I don't mind the camera. I like being in front of the camera, and I like being myself. Back to that diva. But, yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, my brother's an actor. He likes to be in front of the camera. I think it's just part of our family. We like to be,
Kind of ham it up.
Yeah.
How similar is the office language-wise? I mean, we were told that Fleury is pretty much going to adopt what was kind of happening, kind of mix in his own type of terminology and stuff. How's that transition been?
Yeah, some of the language is different, but a lot of the philosophy and the way that we want to play football is the same. So just kind of learning the new verbiage and picking up on it pretty quick, and then just playing football how we did a lot last year and just building on the success we had and just keep growing from there. So it's been good.
What's it like having Rashid Shaheed in that room for a full year? Because he kind of just popped in mid-season trade deadline. I would imagine it's kind of hard to acclimate, but now you guys have a whole offseason with him. How's it
been? For sure. It's been great. For him coming in, it wasn't as hard for him, I guess I would say, because he had ran that offense the year before with Clint. But just having him for a full year, seeing what the capabilities that he can do, and then it allows the offensive coordinator to be able to put him in certain spots where he knows that he can be successful. So he's been great this whole offseason. Yeah.
What do you think about the receiver room? I love the room because there's so many different kind of receivers in that room. I think you guys all complement each other.
Right. Like every receiver does a different role and is able to do a different thing, but we're all able to do everything across the board as well. So we have a lot of guys that we have explosive plays, but can also be good in the run game, be good in short yardage, things like that. Like we're just very diverse, and we have a lot of guys that can play really good football.
Hey, I want to get back to Brian Fleury. I know that Bump asked you about him, but I want to get back a little bit because when I hear, I don't want to say criticism, but kind of like doubt about this team, a lot of it centers around Fleury.
Yeah.
It's just kind of an unknown thing, right? How confident do you feel? Tell us a bit about kind of like how excited you are for the offense. Give us some insight here.
Yeah, I'm very confident. Fleury's came in. He's done a great job. I mean, we had a new coordinator last year in Clint. It was his first time with the Seahawks, and we ended up going and obviously winning the Super Bowl. We have a new offensive coordinator in Fleury this year, and so far from what I've seen, it's been great. Coming in, being able to lead the offense the way that an offensive coordinator should do, and I mean, I'm excited for where our offense is headed and the plays that we're going to be able to make.
What's this week like for you? It's game week. You know, some of these dudes, you know, I was undrafted, snuck to the team. I say I snuck through the back door, right? And, you know, you get to this first preseason game, you know some dudes ain't going to play. You know, this is going to be chilling. But guys like myself and you, like, this is a big week for us, man.
Yeah.
How you feeling about this?
Don't say you snuck through the back door, man. It's hard to be in the NFL, bro. You gotta earn your. Definitely, the magnitude's a little bit higher than it was the weeks before in training camp. But for me, I try to take the same approach, be the same guy that I am today as I would be if I was playing in the Super Bowl. So take my approach as if every game is a Super Bowl. So we're playing in the preseason. Some guys won't be playing, but I'll be out there playing, and I'll be out there playing as hard as I can, trying to make as many plays as I can, and just being a good teammate, being the guy that I've always been, and just playing hard for my brothers.
We're going to see quite a bit because it's the preseason of obviously a ton of receivers, and I'm assuming at some point all three quarterbacks. You've obviously caught a big touchdown from Sam Darnold, but have caught from each of these guys. Tell us maybe not just like one word to describe, but kind of like how. Here's my question. Maybe you would know it too. When you're a receiver, does catches feel different from different guys?
I feel like early in my career, they felt a little different, but now, especially with the guys that we have in our room at the quarterback position, they're all very elite quarterbacks. So I really don't feel like a difference or like a drop-off or anything like that from any of the three guys.
Yeah. Maybe not a drop-off, but like a different style.
I mean, it's definitely a different style. Like, Sam is going to put the ball on the money, and it's always going to be right in the perfect spot. Drew's able to layer the ball as well, and Jalen, his ball might come out a little faster than the others, but he's also able to put touch on it as well. Like, his development from the year 1 to year 2 has just shown, like, how good the top two guys are and at pushing him, and also his role of being able to come back and be better than he was the year before. I feel like that room has been elite throughout all training camp so far.
Yeah.
Did you play baseball growing up?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so I described it to Stacy as some quarterbacks just throw a heavy ball. Like, it just feels heavy, and then some are like super light. But it's still coming with velocity.
For sure.
It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird.
Exactly, though, yeah.
What's special teams, man? Because receivers, it's hard for us to make special teams because we don't go out there and tackle often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've been able to find yourself on all these units. How do you – is that a natural thing to you? Did you play defense in high school? Like, what's your
I
role?
did play defense in high school, but, I mean, anybody knows that if you don't do it for a long time, it starts to fade away a little bit. Yeah. So me and Nico Thorpe, we go out and we do a tackling drill before every practice. So it gets me ready to get the technique back from, I haven't tackled anybody since high school when I first came into the league. But now being able to make plays on special teams, I mean, it really helped me a lot last year. I had 0 missed tackles and was able to go and make a lot of plays on special teams. So shout out to Nico for helping me before practice, but making sure that I'm staying in tune with all that type of stuff.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, what if they came to you and they said, Cody, we need you to play another position for the day?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're going to be great at it, but what would you be like? I think I could do
that. I could do or I want to do?
But if they're different answers, then tell us the different answers.
Position I feel like I could do, I feel like I could play running back. I feel like I've done kick returns, punt returns.
Yeah.
I feel like I could manage for the day and be solid, be able to make some plays out the backfield and be able to run a little bit downhill. A position I want to play is definitely quarterback. Like I played quarterback in high school. I played quarterback in high school, but obviously I play receiver now because I must have not been good enough to play quarterback. But that's definitely one of the best positions I feel like to play in football.
You played quarterback your senior year of high school?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you made the transition to wide receiver.
So I did a little bit of both. So I was supposed to play receiver my senior year, but our quarterback got hurt. So I had played quarterback before my junior year of high school. So I just bumped in to play quarterback. And then once he got healthy, I was playing so well, we kind of just rotated in and out.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to stay in segment, but we're going to let you go. You have a very busy day. You guys still got to practice. You got a lot to get to. Cody, it's been so fun talking to you again, and I hope we get a chance again during the season.
Sounds good for sure. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Cody.
All right, let's get to headline rewrites. Or sorry, look around the NFL. Sorry.
Get it together, Stacey.
You see the word headlines. What do we make of soon-to-be Seahawks owner Vinod Khosla's response on the playing surface at Lumen Field? So this was an exchange on Twitter. Someone tweeted at him, "Sure would be nice to see beautiful green grass out there. What do you say?" And then tagged him. And he said, "I defer to people at the Seahawks who know better than me the team that got us to the Super Bowl."
I would love to see grass out there. But, it rains here a lot. Weather gets cold. I get the maintenance or whatnot, but, man, there's nothing like touching grass. The best grass I ever played on when we played Auburn my junior year, it was the softest, smoothest grass I ever played in my life. It was beautiful.
I think it's really encouraging that he said, "I'm going to go ahead and defer to the people who know better than me."
Yeah.
Because it's kind of what you want from an owner. We kept saying, I hope that you're hands-off. Paul Allen was very hands-off. Jody had been more hands-off than like a traditional, certainly like a Jerry Jones type. It's kind of what people wanted with this team. They were like, please just come in and recognize that the people here know how to win football games.
Yeah.
So I thought that was encouraging.
Let the
That's
football
what I took
people
from
do
it.
the football things.
Yeah. Apparently, Bump isn't the only football sicko among us. 7 million people tuned into last week's Hall of Fame game between the Cardinals and Panthers.
Yeah. It was a great football game. And everyone should watch as much football as possible. I think that football is healthy for the mind, it's healthy for families, and it was a beautiful game. You saw an ACC matchup, Carson Beck and Haynes King going at it. King winning the game with a run with zeros on the clock. Come on, you missed out, Stacey.
Oh, God, hang on. Sorry, I'm actually going to switch gears because we have some breaking NFL news here, Bump. Breaking news, in Cut 42, a local broadcaster made a startling admission about a player. Take a listen.
I hope everyone succeeds in life. Not Emmanuel Wilson. Wow.
That's crazy.
I got to make sure I find Emmanuel, and he knows I got love for him because
what do you mean?
Y'all some haters
That
right
doesn't
now,
sound
man.
like you have. Matt, would you mind one more time?
I hope everyone succeeds in life. Not Emmanuel Wilson.
That's wild.
That's
I cannot
jacked up.
believe that. I can't believe that was live.
That is jacked up.
Save it for
man.
the break. Save it for off air. That is not an on-air conversation.
Y'all are messed up.
Oh
for
my
that.
God, Bump, we have better home training. Like, that is wild. Just talking about Emmanuel Wilson like that. But, I mean, I guess we'll see if we have Emmanuel on the show maybe.
That's crazy.
Will you say it to his face is kind of what I'm wondering.
I've never said that.
What do you... One more time, Matt. What do you mean?
I hope
Never-
everyone succeeds in life. Not Emmanuel Wilson.
I've never said that. That's you in 4K, bro. As for the Hall of Fame ceremony itself, Larry Fitzgerald grew up in Minnesota and paid tribute to his hero, Randy Moss. Cut 12. Here's Larry.
Another player who changed my life was Randy Moss. People ask me all the time what I learned from Randy Moss, and my answer is always the same. I learned nothing. Because there was nothing I could do like him on the football field. They call him the freak for a reason. But what I did learn from Moss is about generosity. He gave me his clothes. He gave me his size 14 shoes. He came to my high school games. He let me use his car. And he even surprised me with the knock for the Hall of Fame. Randy, being acknowledged by you, someone bigger than life, it meant the world to me. And I'm happy. I'm so happy you're healthy, brother.
Ah, 2 all-timers right there.
Larry Fitz and Randy Moss. Larry Fitzgerald is... I was talking to True Fon about Larry Fitz. And I was like, just tell me, like, your favorite story. He goes, Bump. He was so nice. It was hard to even, like, hit him hard. because he was like, he'd come up, he'd check on you, ask you about your family and kids and all that stuff. And I go, now I got to go hit this dude. He goes, Bump. He was low-key trying to put me to sleep. He's trying to put me to sleep, but I had to get him. But, yeah, True shared a great story about Larry.
Isn't there that cut of KJ going, get up, Larry?
Yeah, but just one of the nicest guys.
Adam Vinatieri, meanwhile, in Cut 13, used his speech to try out a stand-up comedian routine.
And Peyton, thank you for generously donating your forehead for today's teleprompter.
Oh, my gosh.
A gigantic forehead means a big brain, and your football IQ is unmatched, buddy. The way you managed the offense, the team, everything in the entire organization was incredible. Your leadership led this team to greatness. Most people know Peyton for his football mind, but I was lucky enough to know the person behind the helmet. He's a great teammate, a great friend, and someone who truly cared about everyone in the locker room. I'm thankful our paths crossed, and I'm proud of everything we accomplished together.
I got a big forehead, so I can't talk. That one hit too close to home.
I got a dome as well. It's all good.
Yeah, big forehead.
Vinatieri got to play with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. That's pretty cool.
Bump's quote is the funniest thing I've heard on the radio. It's too bad he's such a Wilson hater.
Y'all starting drama, man.
We're not starting anything.
Bull.
You made the bed, Bump. You made
bull,
it.
Man.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's the one thing that could derail the Seahawks' repeat attempt? That's next.
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. When people come first.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With advanced hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Pests and poor installation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit eastsideexterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15, I got a lot of questions, as I'm sure you do, for Seattle Times Mariners reporter Adam Jude. It's an off day for Seattle. You can catch Extra Innings hosted by Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight, and then they are back at it beginning tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. First pitch for a series against the Yankees in the Bronx. Before we get to our conversation with Adam, let's keep with the Seahawks here. What's one thing that could actually derail a Seahawks repeat attempt, outside of just it's hard to do? I want to complicate things a little bit. Outside of just, it's hard. It's hard to repeat. Well, yeah, but let's have real conversations about football things that could stand in the way here. What do they have to be aware of, and try to navigate here?
Well, the biggest thing is health, and that's just luck. You got to get lucky with that. If someone like a Sam Darnold, knock on wood, were to go down, you would think that if Drew Lock could fill in, he's done his thing. We've seen him do it before, right? A couple years ago, Monday Night Football against Philadelphia, game-winning drive to win this thing. But, yeah, your main contributors, if something were to happen to them, that is the main ingredient for disaster. You need your guys healthy as long as possible. Guys are going to miss games. Like K9 missed a couple games last year. J-Love missed a couple games last year. Nicky Mawari. Mm-hmm. That's going to happen. You can work through a few weeks of not having your dudes out there. But if it were to become a permanent thing, that's where you get concerned.
How about the Rams as an answer? Because I guarantee you, if this segment was on SportsCenter, what's the one thing that could derail the Seahawks repeat attempt? Number one answer would be Rams.
The Rams.
The Rams. What about the Rams?
Yeah, I mean, they could do it. They're a good football team, man. You have to give the Rams the respect that they deserve, right? Because You beat them 2 out of 3 times. Every game was close. It wasn't like a walk in the park. They're a good football team. So, yeah, I was listening to Mike Tomlin. You see Tomlin doing his thing?
No.
Doing media stuff. He did good, too, man. All right, Tomlin,
I've always thought he would be good at it.
He said NFC West, toughest division football.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously it's the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks. Yeah, you always have
Please
to.
don't forget the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals, too, who were picked to finish in front of the Hawks last year by experts across the country. But no, it's the guys in your neighborhood, the guys who know you the best, the guys who you're going to play 2 times a year. The Rams could definitely contribute to that.
So what's the one thing that could derail the repeat attempt? I don't think like Sam Darnold would throw more than, maybe he throws 15 interceptions, but if you throw 15 picks, you're usually leading the league. So there's almost like nowhere to go but to improve there for Sam. I'll say if the run game never takes off. The Seahawks run game almost through November last year didn't do much of anything, and then it was amazing, and it helped save them because the pass pro started to struggle a little bit. Sam Darnold was getting sacked more. He was throwing more interceptions than he was before. JSN was still incredibly amazing, but not quite as electric as he was in the first kind of 2/3 of the season. And then, importantly, over 3 postseason games, K9 gave you 100 yards in each of those. 300-plus yards over 3 games. That lifted you to a Super Bowl. So the thing that derails your repeat attempt, if you never find a way to turn it on. Because they found a way to turn it on. It wasn't there for a while. Like, not having it for the first half did not keep them from a Super Bowl. But not having it at all, that would.
Yeah, you got to find a way to be effective. And even if you aren't effective early, I've said this before, you have to be stubborn with the run. Like, you can never give up on the run. There should never be a game where you don't have at least 25 carries on the ground. Like, this is who this team is, and this is what helps open up this offense. We heard Brian Fleury talk about how the run game and tight formations help their quarterbacks under center play action, all that good stuff. Side note, you know who looked good under center? Kyler Murray. I saw some film with him the other day.
Oh, really?
He looked kind of good under center.
I was looking at, what was I watching this morning? Was it SportsCenter? Was it Get Up or something? They were saying that Kyler Murray, a heavy favorite to get the job, is expected to be given the job, but that he hasn't looked as sharp in the last couple practices. And
when was this?
Still hasn't. This was this morning. And they said it still hasn't been bad enough that J.J. McCarthy has it.
Were we watching Get Up?
I think so.
That was Get Up? From what I saw I was, social media.
Yeah.
Just
oh, no, they were
around
saying
stuff.
only like the last day
Oh,
or
okay.
2.
Yeah,
it
so
was
I
like
saw-
the last 2 practices.
It was like I think last week I was on social media.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good, but no, that's his job. If you don't win that job, he's going to be a backup in this league.
Do you think there's any kind of mental, emotional? This feels like such a mentally and emotionally tough team. But earlier we were talking about what's wrong with the Mariners, and you made what I thought was a fantastic point when you said, I think there is a lot of a mental thing going on here because I think that they were shocked to see where they were and then have tried pressing and overcorrecting, and that this has been kind of like a jarring experience for them. And that affects you. That affects how you play. It affects what you do. It affects your decision making. It speeds things up. Could that be something that derails the Seahawks? They feel like a team that's pretty mentally tough. But, what if they lose? What if they go 1-4?
It feels different over here. I think if they were to go 1-4, we would all be surprised. But I also think that the leadership is different here. John's been around for a long time. Mike McDonald has coached at the college level, pro level, obviously a Super Bowl champion. It just feels like there's a clear direction with this team. Whereas the Mariners, it feels like they're scrambling. I was watching some kind of Discovery Channel show or whatnot, and there's this guy, he catches wild hogs, right? So then what he does is he sets up this big old fence, and he puts food in there. And then when enough of them are in there, he drops the doors, and they start scrambling.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I go, that's how the Mariners feel right now. As they're
Did say it out
they're
loud?
scrambling.
You said that's the Mariners.
I said Mariners.
no.
They're scrambling right now. But here, and we're here often, right? There is a clear direction. The leadership just feels different. It feels like it's clear, and everyone's bought it.
Yeah, this is more of like a hypothetically / theoretically. Emotional struggles, losing a ton out of the gate, infighting. Those could derail a Seahawks repeat attempt, but that's one of the things I feel most confident in with this team right now.
Yeah.
So I think instead I'm looking at the on-the-field stuff.
Like, if they don't repeat, it's not going to be because everybody wasn't on the same page. It's going to be because a team was just better than them that year.
Totally agree. That's well said. It's they aren't going to get in their own way.
No.
The thing that gets in your way is, like, did the thing that you really tried to work out just not?
Yeah.
It just not work out for you.
Sometimes it be like that.
People don't think it be like that.
You know, but it do.
But it do. Coming up, Talking Mariners with Adam Jude.
We have arrived at the moment.
A celebration 50 seasons in the making.
This is our 50-season celebration. Do you have goosebumps?
It is my great honor to announce that Rick Riz has been unanimously elected to the Seattle Mariner Hall of Fame.
This is the most incredible night of my life.
The proud home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Holy smokes!
August is always a time of excitement because football is back. But anyone that watches practice or preseason games knows how much work needs to be done before the season starts. If you're feeling the same about your home project, Harley Exteriors wants to help you get a head start on making sure your home is ready for fall football nights. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off your final project. Spend a few minutes with the folks at Harley Exteriors during your free estimate, and you'll realize you have a lot in common. They love our local teams, they're good at what they do, and they'll take care of your home. Use Harley Exteriors to complete your home project this month and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires August 31st, 2026.
HarleyExteriors.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this. What if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It was a wildly disappointing weekend for the Seattle Mariners. They were swept by the Rays to wrap up their homestand. They have an off day today. You can check out Extra Innings, hosted by Curtis Rogers from 7 to 9 p.m. And then they're going to open up a series against the Yankees in the Bronx starting tomorrow. First pitch will be at 4:05. For the Seahawks, rookie running back Jadarian Price has missed a couple days of practice, but good news from Mike McDonald. That injury certainly doesn't seem serious. Mike McDonald called it, quote, lower body soreness.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. A road trip that could determine the Mariners' fate about to kick off tomorrow, beginning in the Bronx with the series against the Yankees. Here to help us talk about what's been happening and look ahead to the final 6 weeks, it's Seattle Times Mariners reporter Adam Jude. Adam, how's it going?
Oh, wonderful. How are you guys doing?
So great. No, obviously, all of us are being facetious because the tone around this team is just so awful right now. I'm curious, kind of, it's okay if the answer is yes, but what do you see and feel when you're in the clubhouse? Does it feel just as bad? Does it feel like they think they're still very much in it? What do you sense?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think it's exactly like you would picture it and feel it coming in there. Not a whole lot of smiles, not a whole lot of happy faces. When things are going well, it's usually J.P. Crawford's got the music going. He's sort of playing DJ. I think he's got the seniority over Julio in that regard. But, it's been awfully quiet, awfully somber lately, and a pretty stark contrast to, some of the celebratory vibes over the 50th anniversary weekend. A lot of good feel good energy pregame, and then it just has not translated at all onto the field or certainly in the clubhouse postgame. And it's obviously only natural when bad offense is bad offense, and I don't think there's anything worse in baseball than when your offense is just so lethargic, so dead as it has been for the Mariners here, specifically, over the last week on this homestand. But it's really been more than 2 months now where it feels like we're seeing the same thing night after night after night, and nobody has really any answers, and nobody's really been able to bust through. We've seen some, big moments here and there. Dom Canzone. We thought maybe Josh Naylor, a couple home runs the other night on Saturday, maybe get him going a little bit, but obviously it hasn't been anything sustainable, and that's how you lose 19 out of 28 or 19 out of 27, whatever it is right now. It's been one of the worst stretches of offensive baseball, frankly, that I think we can remember in Mariners history, and obviously that's saying a lot when the Mariners have had a pretty rough tradition in that regard. So things are bad, and I don't see them getting any better here in the near term.
Have you seen a shift in maybe Dan's approach when he's around the team, talking to the team, or Has it just been pretty consistent all year?
Yeah, I think that's one of Dan's strengths, actually, when things are going well and when things are not going well, is he's the same guy, day after day. And I think that's, largely in baseball what you're looking for. You don't want a guy, panicking and kind of being on edge or being emotional at times. Dan is kind of the same guy. We've all come to know Dan. He's just optimistic. He's positive, and he's convinced the turnaround is right around the corner. And he believes in these guys. And I think that's been his consistent message with these guys is like, we know we have what we need right here. It's all in front of us still. And for as bad as they've played, he's not wrong. The division is certainly still winnable, in part because it's one of the worst divisions in recent history in the major leagues. But Dan is who he is. He's not going to criticize these guys publicly. I'm not sure he criticizes them, behind the scenes either. And again, I think that's largely what you want in baseball, where guys over the course of a six-month season, 162 games, that steadiness, that consistency is often celebrated. But I obviously hear from fans too, and I understand the frustration where, maybe it would help to have someone like Lou Piniella in there right now, flipping tables and screaming and yelling and demanding change and demanding something, right? And I'm just not. But we know that's not Dan Wilson. That's just not who he is as a manager. That's not who he is as a person. And obviously, when things were going well last year, and even when they were at times when they weren't going well last year, I think that again, that steadiness, that consistency, that positivity is what helped the Mariners push through. And obviously it's not working right now. It hasn't worked this year, and I'm not sure where they go from here, to be honest.
Wherever they go, once the season ends, it seems certain that a conversation we'll be having is what the heck happened with Cal Raleigh. And Adam, we're going to be asking you about some other guys, because it's also weird to see kind of career lows or career worst moments for a number of guys at the same time. And that in itself is an important storyline, right? Why are so many people struggling at the same time? But this team, I would bet, is in first place in this division if Cal doesn't look the way he does this year. What do you hear about Cal? And you talk to him, so kind of what's the sense you get from him? And I know that these are a lot of loaded questions, but we all have so many about him. I think I've given up on thinking he can turn this around. It feels like something is just broken. I don't know if it's health. I don't know if it's mental or what, but it's also his position as a catcher makes it incredibly difficult to go, oh, well, you just, right? Like, he's a catcher and he works with the pitchers and he's a leader on this team. You can't just go, oh, we'll just bench him, put him down for the rest of the year. Like, that's also not really feasible for the Mariners. So tell us what you hear about Cal, maybe what you hear from him, and just where you think this thing goes.
Yeah, you touched on a lot of points there, and I think they're all relevant and they're all factors in his struggles this year. And I think you're right, too. Even the 2023, 2024 version of Cal Raleigh, if he was able to get back to that, I still think this team is in first place right now because he covers up so many things. And that's part of the reason, to me, 2025 Cal Raleigh should have easily been the American League MVP, just because it's hard to imagine any player, getting a little hyperbolic here, but, in baseball history, doing more than what Cal did last year. Again, a switch hitter, hitting 60 home runs, and doing it at the catcher position, and doing it as well as he did, what he means to that pitching staff, what he means to the team, both on the field and in the clubhouse. And, other people have pointed it out too, of course, but just the complete about face, the 180 that he did this year, is obviously just been shocking to see. And obviously he's been searching for answers. He's been grinding. And as Dan always says, it's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of work for many of these guys, but he's obviously hasn't been able to recreate, what he had even, a couple years ago. And it's obviously weighed on him. And, I think if you kind of watch him in batting practice pregame, watch his swings during the game, to me, I think part of it, he's just maybe still isn't quite 100% from that oblique. And when you talk to baseball players about oblique injuries, it's probably about the worst injury you can have as a hitter, right? Because, you're trying to swing through it every day, but you're also consistently making it worse and worse. So it's almost like you need an entire offseason to let that thing heal and calm down. And obviously Cal's trying to grind through right now and help this team. So, and then, yeah, of course, that bleeds into the confidence and And, he's, I'm sure, fighting through that. And, this game, we know anyway, even when you're 100% healthy, it humbles you every day. It's a game of failure, and you're going to strike out. You're going to make mistakes, and those things kind of compound on themselves when the team is really struggling. And as we know, Cal does, he looks at himself as one of the guys supposed to be leading this thing. And so I think it's a little bit of everything, and it snowballs to the point where, I think he probably just needs to get to the off season and do a complete reset and get himself right, both physically and mentally, and try to come back next year strong. But obviously they still got, 6-7 weeks left here in the season. They, surprisingly 7 games under 500, but in the same token, still do have quite a bit to play for here. So he's going to push through and grind through. And you're right, there's more questions to ask of Cal and for the folks around Cal, but he's just trying to push through right now. And I again, to your point, Stacey, I think it is going to take him probably the off season before he can kind of finally reset and get back to himself.
We keep hearing about these young names, right? Obviously, Cade, Montez, Sloan. What do you think the next move is?
Well, I wrote about it a couple weeks ago, too. They've been talking about Michael Arroyo specifically. He's been tearing up AAA since he was promoted a month ago. Laz Montez has had a really good start in AAA as well. 2 very different hitters, 2 very different profiles. I think Arroyo, as a right-handed bat, he's, I think a lot of people, scouts have described him as just a pure hitter, a guy who's going to put the ball in play. Not a ton of pop. He has some pop, but more of a line drive type hitter. And certainly this Mariners lineup could use a guy like that right now. I still think the Mariners are trying to do the right thing by the prospect at this point, whether we're talking Cade Anderson, Laz Montez, Michael Arroyo, any of those guys right now. They don't want to call them up and just to say, hey, we really need you right now. We're desperate. Come help us, fix us. I think that's the wrong approach. And frankly, that's what the Mariners did, 5 years ago with Jared Kelnick, and batted him leadoff at a time when the offense was really struggling, and hoped he could be the spark, hoped he could be the savior. Clearly backfired at the time. And I think they learned from that. And so Michael Arroyo, to me, looks like he's just about ready, if not ready right now. They want to do right by him, continue to build his confidence at AAA. And we are going to see Michael Arroyo. I'm very confident in that at some point in the next few weeks. I don't know if that will be before September 1st when the rosters expand by a couple, but Michael Arroyo will be up here at some point. If he could play third base, he would have been up probably weeks ago, but he's not quite there yet. He's probably going to have to play more outfield. The reports on him are not good as an infielder, so part of the issue there is he just doesn't have a defensive position. But we're going to see, though, certainly Michael Arroyo at some point. We're definitely going to see Cade Anderson at some point, too. Again, whether that's before or after September 1st, I don't know exactly, but we're going to see him. He's proven everything he needs to prove at AA. There's no real benefit to pushing him up to AAA. So his next stop is Seattle. It'll be a big event. It'll be a big moment for him and for the Mariners. But, again, pitching isn't really the issue right now anyway. So, to me, it's kind of a moot point in a lot of ways. They need to figure out the offense. They need to try something there before, really worry about, the hot shot pitching prospect coming up.
We have a follow-up question from a listener that says, well, if Cal's playing through that serious of an injury, why not put him on IL? I'll just throw it your way.
Well, if it was serious enough to go on the IL, he would still be on the IL. He obviously, whether he's at 80%, 90%, I don't know. Obviously, they're not very forthcoming with those sorts of things. But I think Cal thinks, what he does defensively and how he helps his pitching staff. I think he's still serviceable. And if it was something that really was bugging him, or he is trying to push through and not being entirely, open with it with trainers or whatever, I don't know. But again, part of it too is just you're compensating, right? Even if he is at 90%, you're still compensating in other areas, and that's kind of, maybe throwing off his mechanics with his lower half. You just don't know. And again, it's not really on him to necessarily tell us how he's feeling every day. But to me, just watching him, he doesn't look 100%. But if the team and he feels like he could still help in some regard, who am I to say he can't?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm going to just follow up with that big picture type question. there's no easy answer to this. I think I'm just going to throw it your way and just kind of tell us your thoughts on this whole thing. And I'm sure maybe some of your thoughts are just questions that you've asked yourself. But I think that were Cal not such an unfortunate umbrella over this offense right now, we'd all be talking about how kind of a lot of people are struggling. Cal's struggling by far the most, and there's a level of accountability that you need with that's entirely on the player. But it does, when you kind of take the Cal part out of it, feel very much like a bigger offensive issue. And you look back at 2024, they were 29th in average. You look back at 2022, they were like 28th or 27th in average. I mean, they really have not fielded great offenses, and part of that's always going to be a part factor. But are there conversations or maybe questions that you've wondered covering the team? Like, is there something bigger here? Is there a philosophical thing? Is there an approach? Because this is through different managers now at this point, too.
Yeah, and those are all fair questions, all good questions, all questions I've asked them. We're actually working something on a larger offensive philosophy here for the Seattle Times in the next week or so. So trying to dig into some of those as well. But, that's something this offseason I think the franchise, the organization top to bottom needs to look at. But, look, what made them so successful last year offensively was they were hitting the ball out of the ballpark. I think third in baseball in home runs. Certainly, again, you circle back to Cal Raleigh, and that 60 home runs will help in that regard. But it certainly wasn't just him. There were a lot of guys, mashing the ball, and they were one of the leaders in slugging percentage. And you look at them now, they're, more than batting average to me, slugging percentage and the extra base hits are pretty alarming, the drop off there. So it's been a while now. They're going to struggle in batting average. And I think, modern baseball batting average is not valued. And I think for the Mariners, that was a successful formula. Not that they wanted a low batting average, but they were willing to trade off, singles and some strikeouts if you're going to hit the ball out of the park. And that's what playoff teams do. They hit those 2-run home runs. They hit 3-run home runs. And that's what got the Mariners to the cusp of the World Series last year. And so when you look at their drop-off, specifically the last 2 months, it's been less about the batting average for me and more about the slugging and the lack of power. They just stopped hitting the ball out of the ballpark. And that is the larger issue. So, whatever the philosophical, change or, what they need to do to get back to just driving the ball in the ballpark, that's what they need to do. Again, it was a stark contrast this weekend with the Tampa Bay Rays, a team who's now running away with the loaded American League East. The Mariners just aren't built that way like the Rays are, where you have athletes all over the field just putting the ball in play, taking your singles, bunting. I think they lead the majors in sack bunts and bunt singles now. The Mariners just aren't built that way. You have Josh Naylor and Cal Raleigh, and Julio is an awesome athlete, but that's just not. He's trying to drive the ball. Randy Arozarena, even someone like Cole Young, he's at his best when he's pulling the ball and trying to do damage that way, not slapping the ball the other way for soft singles. So, again, when you struggle this much and this consistently, of course, it opens the door for all questions. And those are the questions I think the Mariners are asking themselves now and will need to continue to ask certainly in the offseason, and whether that means more of a shift philosophically or bringing in some different type of athletes and hitters. I think it's all fair game.
All right. He is Seattle Times Mariners reporter Adam Jude. We look forward to checking out that article when it comes out on the philosophy. We're keeping an eye out for that one. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What news from the desert did you love hearing about, and why?
Kirk Cousins got into it with Max Crosby.
Oh, no.
So apparently Max Crosby hit Kirk like twice. And after the second time, Kirk said, look, that's enough. All right, I'm a quarterback. I'm wearing a red jersey. You don't touch me.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm a 15-year veteran. He's approaching 40 for sure. No, I like that because Kirk Cousins is the type of guy that you wouldn't expect to be in any type of situation, especially with Max Crosby. If you were to stand Max Crosby next to Kirk Cousins and say, who you picking in a fight, you're probably picking Max Crosby.
Yeah.
So the fact that Kirk Cousins kind of bucked up a little bit, I liked it because he's showing Fernando how to be a pro. And at some point as a pro, you're going to be faced with some adversity. somebody's going to test you. They're going to test your manhood out here, and you got to be able to stand up for yourself. So I love seeing that Kirk was talking that talk. To Max Crosby. Max Crosby, if you just look at him, he looked like he about that life. You know what I'm saying? So good for Kirk. I appreciated hearing that.
I think fights can be, not outright fights, but like things like that can be so good. And I know that people tend to, not everyone, but some people tend to get worried or nervous or critical when you hear about arguments or fights or scraps in camp. And it's like, this is part of it, man.
Yeah.
You do want to know. There's not a bad thing if you don't have one, but you do want to know there's some fire on your team.
Yeah,
the
get some
guys
dog
are
in
defending.
you.
Yeah, guys are defending each other and themselves. Second down. What was the best thing you saw at FanFest Saturday?
The best thing I saw was the progression of Jalen Milroe. I thought he looked calm. I think he threw an interception, but he looked like he understood the offense. Drew Lock looked good too. Sam Darnold looked good, but things like FanFest are more beneficial to guys like Jalen Milroe, right? We talked to him last week, and he's a confident young man. He has a plan. He approaches every day the same, but he just looked good. He made some good throws out there, some easy completions, took what the defense is giving him, threw some check downs, threw the football down the field as well. No, I really liked it, and I thought the fans were into it as well. I didn't go to last year's FanFest. I forgot where I was. But I went Saturday, and it was good. I think Milroe, you always look at a quarterback's base. All right, what do his feet look like? When he's going through his progressions, is he calm in the pocket? A lot of quarterbacks, when they get a bit antsy and stuff, those feet are going crazy. They look a little jittery. He didn't look that way. Granted, no one's going to hit him because he's a quarterback, but I thought that his base was good, his decision-making was good, and it was I needed to see that because I'm rooting for the dude.
Third down. What does a visit from Terrion Arnold tell you?
It tells us that this dude can play. You don't just bring in a guy who is under investigation for kidnapping and a whole bunch of other stuff if you don't think he can play. He's a good football player. It also tells me that some of those injuries on the defense side of the ball might be a bit more severe than we're thinking. But this is John and Mike McDonald doing exactly what they're supposed to do. You don't have a guy like Terrion Arnold out there and not look at him, not bring him in, see if he can be a culture fit. Physically, he can play on any team in the NFL. The dude can play. But it tells me that these injuries might be a bit more severe than we're thinking, and then they're just making sure that, they cross their T's and dot their I's. There's no way a guy of his caliber should be out in the streets and you not take a look at him.
Speaking of those injuries, it really is a bummer we haven't been able to see more from Julian Neal, because that's not a low pick. I mean, he's a third rounder for you, right? I mean, this is a guy that you want to be able to replenish that group. It does make me think, though. Do you think that this year's second-year players will be even more impactful than the rookies? Last year, the story was the rookies. Oh, my God, Grace Apel, Nick Emanwari, look at what these guys are doing. Do you think that they're kind of still very much holding the spotlight this year?
Last year's rookies. Is that what you're saying?
Last year's rookies compared to this year's rookies, rather than looking at it as like, what's Bud Clark going to do? Maybe it's just like, oh, wow, more from Nick and more from Riley.
I think they are, and I think that's a good thing. If we're sitting here looking at Julian Neal, asking him to save the day, looking at Bo Stevens, asking him to save the day, then that means that there's a lot going wrong with this team, or just uncertainty. So, no, I think that the year two guys should hold more of the spotlight, and they're doing a great job, man, because they are the foundation, right? The last 4 drafts is the foundation of this team, and then you add in your free agents, Leo and Jay Reed and all those guys. But no, I think they are holding the spotlight, and they should, and that's a good thing.
There is one definitely guy who is not going to get away with not living up to it, and that's Jadarian, though. One rookie is going to have fairly those expectations. Fourth down. What do you want to see Saturday?
Taking on the Cowboys. Hey, you know what? Your boy's going to call the second quarter of that game.
Nice.
I'm going to be Steve Rabel for the second quarter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you guys want to listen to the C team as Rabel takes a break,
no,
I will be on the call. But no, I want to see efficiency. I don't care if they win or lose the game. It's not about winning or losing, right? It's about the process. Every team has a process, right? Getting the little things, getting in and out of the huddle, not putting the football on the ground, taking care of the football. Not the worst thing in the world is when a receiver lines up and he looks at the quarterback and throws his hands up. That means I don't know what I'm doing out here. We don't want to see that. We want all the procedures to be fluid and smooth. Will the play be stellar? Will it be like the Hall of Fame game on Thursday? Probably not.
This is the second time unprompted that you've talked about that game.
That was a good game. It was
great.
Way better than I expected. I was pleasantly surprised.
You don't need to keep bringing it up.
No,
that's
the only football game that's been played so far, so I gotta bring it up.
I guarantee you, this is gonna be a running bit where like the Seahawks are gonna have some bad Week 3 game, and you're gonna be like, "Look, this was no Hall of Fame game. This was no Carson Beck in the Hall of Fame game."
And
moment.
Haynes King, come on, 2-glove Kenny Pickett out there too.
That's gonna be one of the greatest games you've ever seen play. You're gonna start calling it the game.
Yo, the Hall of Fame game was on point.
This wasn't like the game.
Right? We're not gonna see that game. We're not gonna see the Hall of Fame game.
Well, we're not going to see Cal hit 60 again. There are just certain things that are so great. It's like it's such a statistical anomaly. You can't see that again. Sports can't do that.
Thank you for putting the proper respect on that game. I appreciate that.
You're absolutely welcome.
I just want to see clean football. This clean football. And, a lot of these guys aren't going to make the team. So I love the grit they're going to play with, but just clean football, clean procedures.
Coming up, Bumps takeaways from Seahawks scrimmage.
Seattle sports extends far beyond Western Washington. Every single day, thousands across our state listen and stream Seattle sports, including our neighbors in Spokane listening on KXLX radio. Our thoughts are with everyone in Spokane, where historic fires have already devastated our state's second most populated city. Join Seattle sports in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
If you care about keeping groceries affordable, listen up. Seattle City Hall is considering an ordinance that could put grocery discounts, rewards, and coupons, otherwise known as your everyday savings, at risk. As the cost of living continues to climb, Seattleites rely on grocery store rewards programs to help stretch their household budgets. Now, City Hall wants to take these away. The mayor's proposed fair pricing ordinance could have the exact opposite outcome and make everyday living more expensive for those already struggling to get by. Protect Seattle Savings is a coalition dedicated to defending the everyday savings that Seattle families rely on. We're working with the mayor's office to improve the proposal and keep costs down, but we could use your help. If you care about keeping groceries affordable, visit protectseattlesavings.com to learn more and join the cause. Again, visit protectseattlesavings.com now to learn more. This message is supported by Safeway.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ugh. For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Klein Jewelers is all about celebrating big anniversaries. What's a big anniversary? Year 1, year 5, year 25. If you forgot about it, you'll find out just how big it is. No matter the year, Klein Jewelers is here to help you celebrate with something beautiful. Maybe it's a 3-stone ring that honors your past, present, and future. Maybe it's a new band to stack or the diamond upgrade you've been dreaming about. And while we love anniversaries, we're here for all life's special moments too. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Your jeweler for life.
Experience the thrill of the Kitsap Fair and Stampede with classic fair fun and food. Delight in the ultimate Pacific Northwest summer tradition. Bring the whole family to enjoy exhilarating carnival rides, midway games, and all your favorite deep-fried, sweet, and savory fair food staples. Kitsap Fair and Stampede runs August 26th through the 30th. Don't miss out on all the fun and excitement. Tickets and info at kitsapfair.org. That's kitsapfair.org.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the socksies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at
quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. I saw, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish cyberknife treatment for prostate cancer. What's it like to go through the cyberknife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
If it's blocking your view, keeping your yard dark or shaded, or impossible to mow around, get rid of that tree or stump this summer with P&D Tree Service. They'll do it safely and quickly, cleaning up your yard in the process. P&D Tree turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. One tree or land clearing, they have the tools and expertise for the job. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PandDTreeService.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What I need to know coming your way in 15. You can get those questions in now. Any question, sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. Text it now, 866-979-3776. Bump, the Seahawks hosted Football Fest at Lumen Field on Saturday, a scrimmage where we got to see an extended look at this team. This is ahead of the preseason opener against the Cowboys on this upcoming Saturday. You were there in the booth. Let's talk about some of your takeaways. What stood out first?
First thing that stood out was the distribution of the football. JSN had a couple catches. Cooper Kupp, Torrey Horton, Rashid Shaheed, Arroyo. We don't expect JSN to get every target, but it was just nice to really see it in real time and in real life. And Sam looked good for what it was, right? You're not going to hit the quarterback. Obviously, they're not tackling guys to the ground. They're a bit more aggressive than they typically are. But I liked the attempt to spread the football out. I think that was important.
I have, speaking of that, some notes. I was not at Football Fest, but I did read a ton from it. People really intrigued by Montori Foster Jr., especially when it comes to those pass catchers. Now, I called out Montori Foster as a potential star in Hard Knocks because I thought that, he would be a great story.
Right.
He's a local former substitute teacher who, was called up to join the team ahead of their Super Bowl run, now in camp, right? It's just this very cool story. I did not, and even though I'm still taking credit for it, I did not predict that he would have this breakout, absolutely amazing camp, but he very much is, and that was also the case at Football Fest. How does he make this roster? Right now he's not projected to by most mocks that I've seen for the season, but how would someone like that on the bubble with this group try to make it? What's the trick?
Well, first things first, you got to show out in Fan Fest, and he did exactly that, 87 making plays. And then this Saturday, you have to be a contributor on special teams. Right, we know he's a good receiver. This team is full of good receivers. But how do you separate yourself from everybody else? As a receiver, we were just talking to Cody White earlier today, and I asked him about just his special teams play. That's what needs to happen. He's got to be able to go out there, make a tackle on special teams, maybe show that he has reliable hands on punt return or something. But it's all about special teams, man. Everything I heard about him, he knows the playbook. We've seen him run efficient routes. But special teams, that's how you get it.
Tell me about the run game, because Jadarian Price, still dealing with lower body soreness, did not play. He hadn't practiced for 2 days. I'm looking around camp to see right here if he's, like, out there working out, but I can't tell
I haven't
yet.
seen him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him just yet. Seeing running backs over here. We'll keep an eye out for him. But was not practicing. Emmanuel Wilson, who you hate and don't believe in.
Stop it. Stop spreading that rumor.
Allegedly. I didn't spread the rumor.
Stop it.
I didn't spread the rumor. This is something that you said on the record, and we have audio of it. But you tell me what you saw from the running backs.
Really, TJ Harden stood up. He's a guy who's obviously on the bubble as well. We saw a lot of split zone. So split zone, let's say that line a tight end to the right of the formation in a wing position. The ball snapped. He cuts across the formation and takes away the backside end, and the running back goes opposite of him to the right side. Saw a lot of split zone. I think zone is going to be big with this group. And with this offense, zone should be big. Last year we saw them run heavy zone, heavy outside zone. Looks like that's going to continue a bit. Not a lot of gap stuff, but no. Saw George Holani out there as well, but TJ Harden had a couple of big plays that was explosive.
What about the quarterbacks? You've been talking about Milroe quite a bit in camp so far, just how intriguing that backup job is. Is it just like his ability, him as a person? You're just kind of curious to see like what happens in that backup job, and how does he make a role for himself?
It's tough for Milroe because Drew Lock is a pro's pro. I mean, he's had his opportunity to be a starter, obviously, with the Denver Broncos. Started a couple games here. With Milroe, it's just about doing the simple things, and it looks like he's headed in that direction. Not at one point did I think that he looked overwhelmed or that he didn't make the right decision. So Milroe, but what he does have on Drew Lock is his ability to run the football. We interviewed Jalen Milroe. He goes, I don't even train to run. I just train to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
As you should. You are a quarterback. But that's an element that I think separates him from Drew Lock. So what does he need to do to be a number two? Just practice is like a game for him. Like when I was in the NFL, I would treat every practice like it was a game. I would put my headphones in. I would get spatted up. Like I would sit down in my locker and really focus in like, this is my game because I'm probably not going to play on Sunday. So what I have to do,
show everything you can.
I got to make sure I'm ready to go. So that's what he needs to do. And everything that I've seen so far, there's clearly been progression in his game. He doesn't look overwhelmed. Last year, there was a bunch of times where he just looked like he's overwhelmed.
Brian Nemhauser was on Brock and Salk this morning and was asked to give out gold, silver, and bronze medals to kind of like who stood out in training camp so far. And he gave a silver to Sam Darnold. He said he's had a really good training camp. And then he said football fest aside, because Sam Darnold and all the quarterbacks for that matter, Drew Lock also, did not have a good game in this one. Does it ever matter if the defense wins the day like that?
You expect the defense to win the day. When you get as close to live as possible in that situation, I expect the defense to win because there's less, I don't want to discredit the defense, but it's harder for an offense to find its chemistry and get going because there's so many moving parts and you're on the attack. When you're reacting, I feel like it's a bit easier to get that jump start. No, defense is supposed to win the day. Not surprising at all.
Question. Well, they wanted to know, this is for what I need to know about Riley Mills, but I'm going to ask about Riley and any other names that stood out for the scrimmage as well. Notice anything from whether it was Riley, maybe it was Elijah Arroyo, maybe it was just someone where you're like, you know what?
Ronnie Thomas had an interception. That was good to see. He's one of those guys who are on the bubble at the safety position. Mm-hmm. He should get more reps now that Nick Mawari is a bit banged up. He's a guy that we're going to see on Saturday really get after it. There weren't any real breakdowns on the offensive line. There were times where guys got beat. We expect that to happen. But there wasn't a play where I felt like the worst thing in the world is for an offensive lineman to be looking back at the quarterback. Right? If he's looking back at the quarterback, he just got beat. And there was some pressure on the quarterback, obviously, when you're playing against this defense, but no one really stood out to where I thought that guy on the line is struggling. Everything felt like, okay, you just got beat. It wasn't like just a blatant miss or anything like that.
That's a big picture question. Normally when I've watched training camps, I've covered, so I started covering training camps in 2015. It was after the Super Bowl 49 loss. They never went back to the Super Bowl, so I only ever watched training camps after. Maybe it was a tough playoff loss. Maybe you didn't make the postseason, whatever it was. So I don't know why I thought, like, what if this one feels different? It kind of just feels like a training camp. And that's not a bad thing. But what should we be feeling right now? What should you be looking for? What should a more trained eye than mine actually be watching for right now that tells you something about this team?
I would focus on the bigs. I would look at if they're assignment friendly. I know sometimes it's hard for the casual to kind of know where guys are supposed to be. But if it's a zone run to the right, you step right, you double team, you climb to the linebackers. Receivers on the outside, either getting corners or push crack into safeties. It's just feeling like everyone's where they need to be. You don't want to see guys just running free on defense, getting after the quarterback, getting after the running back. Again, guys are going to lose battles because that's just the nature of the game. But me, I would focus on just the run and watching double teams, watching guards get on linebackers and seeing if they're able to control them.
What's a question you still want answered as we get ready not just to watch this group today, but, I mean, even in the first preseason game on Saturday?
Torrey Horton, what you got? Let's see it. 5 touchdowns last year, 1 return for a touchdown. I think that if you can get more out of him, obviously he has to stay healthy, and Rashid Shaheed, that's going to help this team tremendously. But it comes down to the bigs and the runs, though. The bigs and the run. I think the passing is going to be fine. I just want to see this run game go to work.
You really like Torrey Horton.
I do.
Is it his route running? What is it about him?
This is route running. He's a receiver. Like Rashid Shaheed is a receiver.
Like a comedian's comedian.
Exactly. Rashid Shaheed is a receiver, but he is
track star.
Yeah, he's got that 200-meter speed, you know, and when you have that type of speed, you can apply that type of pressure. You don't have to be as precise, which I know he works every day to get better and be precise. And he is a good route runner, not a bad route runner at all. Mm-hmm. But a guy like Torrey Horton, who isn't necessarily as fast as Rashid Shaheed, has to work with precision, and that's what he's been doing.
Who's a player maybe you don't like?
Stop it.
What?
A player I don't like?
Yeah, these are just follow-up questions.
Stop it. I like everybody. I like everyone, especially Emmanuel Wilson. I hope everyone succeeds in life. Not Emmanuel Wilson.
Again, we have that recorded. That is audio that we captured live of you saying that about Emmanuel Wilson. Crazy. I don't know why you don't like the guy. He seems like a nice guy. He's just trying his best. Get your questions in 866-979-3776. Any question, text it now. What I need to know coming up next.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Putting in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Look, one of the best parts of training camp is identifying the guys who pass the eye test, right? The ones who, when you see them, it's obvious they absolutely put the work in during the offseason. If that's what you want people to think when they see you walk into a room, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help. It's Mike Salk here, and people across Western Washington have lost significant weight and become a healthier, happier version of themselves with the help of Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. I'm one of them. Dropped 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. That could be you before the end of the summer. Here's the best parts. You enjoy the delicious food that you love. The program lasts as it teaches you lifelong habits. There are no monthly fees, no pills, and no injections. All it takes to get started is a free 15-minute phone conversation. Find out if it's right for you. Schedule yours at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Schedule it for when you're in the car, commuting to work, or just running errands, because the only thing you have to lose is the weight itself. Go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Your bathroom deserves a refresh. Call it a mid-season upgrade. Dave Wyman here for Fast Home Services, and right now, take advantage of 15% off a tub or shower refresh. Want to upgrade further? Bidet seats install for just $3.99. From leaks to full upgrades, it's the same plumbing expertise you've trusted since 1986. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST to book your free in-home estimate, or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds for water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Any question you have that's top of mind, anything at all, text it. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. The Seahawks had no tight ends in their top 50, making it their weakest position. What position on the Mariners' top 50 would rank similarly?
I don't know.
So Curtis did his top 50 prediction before the list was released. And interestingly, one of the best players they've ever had was in this position. But Curtis was like, there's like 2 guys that I'm thinking of at all. It's G. Scott. And it was shortstop, where it's like there are 2 very obvious choices, but then kind of no one else. I don't know, Curtis, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Left field was another spot where, like, it's Raul Ibanez clearly, and then just a lot of nothing else. But, yeah, shortstop, Alex Rodriguez and J.P. Crawford, really the only 2 deserving shortstops in my mind.
Right. There's no equivalent, because with Seahawks, they didn't have anyone at all. So it's like having A-Rod and JP at short is pretty massive, but there was this kind of like You don't have this long history of like, oh man, this guy didn't even make the list, but could have. You know, like you had guys that were left out of. Maybe it was a catcher, maybe it was as a reliever or starter. There were guys where you can make a case for him, but there was just too many good names there. But not with Short. What I need to know. 866-979-3776. Last month of summer left. What's the underrated or often overlooked end of summer event or activity? I already have my answer.
Some type of like music in the park or something like that. I feel like around this time, parks start having, live music and stuff like that.
I'll tell you the best end of summer activity.
Well,
just bar none. This is to me an August summer activity.
Preseason football.
Nope. Floating a river.
Yeah, someone
Floating
just
a
asked
river
me
in
to
August.
float a river, actually.
It's so fun because it's still really, really warm. If it's not like still really hot, but then the river's been like the water's not freezing. You go out there in May, June, you're insane. You're an insane person for that. August is the river floating month, I think, of record. Mark that down. Go float a river.
Go float.
Go float.
Snohomish River, go get it.
This is the absolute perfect time to go. You're in season right now, actually.
In season.
Bump, didn't you save a girl one time in her fries while catching a foul ball?
Yeah, I saved many lives that day. A kid, a girl. I was a hero.
Yeah. Okay, story keeps changing. 253, was Cal remarkable before last season?
Yes. This is led all catchers and home runs in all of baseball.
This is my, don't make me defend Cal's horrible season stance. I had someone arguing with me earlier saying I was making excuses, and I was like, I'm not making excuses. It's just, am I crazy here? This guy was like a top catcher in baseball for 3 seasons. It is not weird for a catcher to be hitting 220. He was giving you 30 home runs, had a positive WAR. I think had the best WAR of all catchers, or certainly up there. Alejandro Kirk obviously is phenomenal or better defensively, but I think we've created this insane thing where because Cal isn't what he was, Cal will never be what he was last year.
Never say never.
He will never do that again. But we're doing this weird thing where it's he's just back to how he was. What are you talking about? He hasn't been this bad since he debuted as a rookie and was horrible.
No, it's just a down year. He'll be all right.
It's not even it's just an insane thing. Yeah, I lose my mind with this kind of take. I hate recency bias in sports. It just drives me crazy. I do it too, but when it comes to a lot of these players, I do it with Julio too. When people go what's Julio ever done? It's what's he done? He holds a number of Mariners records.
Greatest start to a Mariners career, one of the greatest starts ever.
Absolutely insane. You can't just pretend that because guys are having career worst years or bad years that they're bad players. Julio's a really good player. Cal's a good player. These guys are good players. Their starters are good pitchers. Just a lot of things are bad. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't know that anyone does. If they did, they'd be getting a lot of money to fix it.
He'll be back.
Question for Matt. Boring. What did you think of the new Spider-Man movie?
I absolutely loved it. I think it's right behind Spider-Man 2 for the best Spider-Man movie. It looked like an actual movie, which a lot of MCU movies haven't recently.
It
felt vibrant and it was amazing. Go see it.
Yeah.
Vibrant.
It felt vibrant. 866-979-3776. Someone just said Paul Sewald, ? He was released by the Diamondbacks. So would you add him?
No.
He has negative WAR this year.
No, I wouldn't.
6-something ERA. Love Paul Sewald, but I don't think he makes your pen better.
Nah.
Right now, who he is right now. What I need to know, would you rather have perfect pitch or a photographic memory?
Photographic memory.
Why?
I never forget anything.
There are a lot of great singers who are not rich and famous. But a photographic memory could help you out in your job. It could help you out in every aspect of your life.
Don't you think, though, that if you had a photographic memory, don't some people with photographic memories, it messes them up because they can't, they remember everything and there's
Never heard that theory. It's okay just to agree with us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's okay.
No,
it's okay, Stacey.
No.
You can do that.
No. No. What I need to know. Will Mariners be the most disappointing team in baseball this season? Shockingly,
the Blue Jays might be,
the
too.
Blue Jays might have a beat. Whoever between those two finishes with the worst record gets the title of most disappointing, team this year. It's one of the two, but the Blue Jays are going to have a tougher time digging their way out of 5th place compared to the Mariners in the AL West.
I mean, heck, even the Mets, too. I mean,
the Mets for sure.
Yeah.
The Mets payroll is greater than either of those two teams. Blue Jays payroll, and they tried to add in the offseason with Cease, and like their payroll is top. Is it still top 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting that the two teams, we'll see what happens. I have to keep saying that. We'll see what happens. It will be interesting if, hypothetically, the two teams in the ALCS last year don't make the playoffs, and not only don't make the playoffs, but like miss it by a lot.
Yeah.
Just collapse. What I need to know, did anyone feel like the current Mariners on the top 50 felt a little too early?
Say it again.
Did anyone feel there were a few current Mariners in the top 50 that felt a little early?
It seemed legit to me.
Yeah.
I had no problems with the list, honestly.
If we're talking like too early, maybe like Brian Wu.
Maybe, but
everybody else seemed like they've been there 4 or 5 years.
I think, too, like, because people are really upset, understandably and fairly, with this team this year, it's easy to be like, they don't deserve to be on it, when it's like, a lot of these guys are, like, either top 1, 2, or 3 in WAR at that position.
Yeah.
Like, there's a baseball argument to make that already they are one of the best Mariners there ever. So, I get it, but...
Well, think about it, like, with the conversations around Devin Witherspoon being on the Seahawks top 50.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I don't know. But then he goes out and has an incredible season, gets his 3rd straight Pro Bowl, wins a Super Bowl, and people are like, oh, yeah, he's a top 50 Seahawk ever. Now it's like, man, if they had just waited one more season, JSN would have been a lock, too.
Yeah.
For the top 50.
For sure.
He's not.
Someone said the Blue Jays got rid of some players, so not a fair comparison. They did not. The Blue Jays did not, like, go out and try to sell in the offseason. The Blue Jays very much were trying to compete and get back to a World Series. Them having a free agent move on is not them, like, selling and getting rid of players. Someone else paying that guy a lot of money. But I digress. What a bummer conversation. Let's have more fun tomorrow. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
I hope everyone succeeds in life. If not, Emmanuel Wilson.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Pests and poor insulation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated insulation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit eastsideexterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
We're all looking for ways to add extra income without adding extra hours. How about joining a credit union where your money earns money? Dave Wyman for Harborstone Credit Union. They have a money market special offering strong returns for your hard-earned money. Open yours at harborstone.com/moneymarket and start earning 3.75 annual percentage yield. The best part is you retain full access to your money the entire time. That's harborstone.com, insured by NCUA.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Our #1 thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
If you care about keeping groceries affordable, listen up. Seattle City Hall is considering an ordinance that could put grocery discounts, rewards, and coupons, otherwise known as your everyday savings, at risk. As the cost of living continues to climb, Seattleites rely on grocery store rewards programs to help stretch their household budgets. Now, City Hall wants to take these away. The mayor's proposed fair pricing ordinance could have the exact opposite outcome and make everyday living more expensive for those already struggling to get by. Protect Seattle Savings is a coalition dedicated to defending the everyday savings that Seattle families rely on. We're working with the mayor's office to improve the proposal and keep costs down, but we could use your help. If you care about keeping groceries affordable, visit ProtectSeattleSavings.com to learn more and join the cause. Again, visit ProtectSeattleSavings.com now to learn more. This message is supported by Safeway.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson's in first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big dumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own, a wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The action continues at T-Mobile Park all summer long. Don't miss out on 2 great matchups later this month. Julio and the Mariners are squaring off in back-to-back interleague series against the Chicago Cubs, August 21st to 23rd, and the Philadelphia Phillies